Kevin. We welcome everybody to ESPN College Football presented by Claude for the first ever meeting between the Virginia Cavaliers and the California Golden Bears. Opposite ends of the quarterback spectrum here this afternoon, 19-year-old Jaren Kiabe-Sanga-Politelli and 24-year-old Chandler Morris for Virginia, separated by a mere 5 years and 7 syllables. Morris is making the most of his 1 year in Charlottesville, trying to get the Hoos to the ACC title game for the first time since 2019. Georgia Tech, the league's best this year. Their best start in almost 6 decades, and to start the day, 5 teams with 1 loss in conference play. It's not been weekly progress in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, but the Cavaliers have been making daily progress. Their best ranking since Heath Miller was playing tight end. An unblemished conference, Marcus Trevor said 3 of those 4 games in overtime. They've avoided aiding the opposition with good ball security. And in those overtime games, something that's real hard to do, they have won all of them. And we are so glad to welcome you here to Berkeley. Mike Cousins, California's own Kirk Morrison along with you. Virginia trying to make it 7 straight wins here today in Berkeley, California. Big stakes, too, for Cal. They can get bowl eligible and beat a ranked team for the first time in almost 5 years.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Cal. They're trying to get to bowl eligibility. But when you look at Virginia, they've got some bigger aspirations. They're thinking about conference championship, and the reason why is they've got a quarterback, an experienced quarterback, a 6th-year quarterback in Chandler Morris on their side. And on the opposite side, just talking about Cal and Sanga-Politelli, Jaren Kiabe, he's a guy that, one of the best freshmen, I think, in all of football. They will have to carry their teams today. Yes, get those shoulders ready, because they need to put the team on their backs today if they want to win.
And those 2 are the subject of today's Player Spotlight, brought to you by Cintas. Kickoff is near, and before time gets too short, before they blow the whistle here in the East Bay, when we come back, Don Davenport catches up with Cavs head coach Tony Elliott. ACC on ESPN. The fog has lifted here in Berkeley, California. It's Virginia and Cal. Don Davenport standing by with Cavaliers head coach Tony Elliott before we get this game underway.
Yes, thank you, Mike. Coach, 2,400 miles away from Charlottesville, and this is the first West Coast trek for this program in almost 10 years. How do you think your team has handled the travel?
So far, they've done a great job. Shout out to our ops folks, administration, for making it as easy as possible on the players. Man, what a beautiful day, beautiful venue. Man, I'm excited for some ACC football.
All right, top 15 team in the country. You told us this week you're no longer the hunter, now you're the hunted. So what's the biggest key in keeping it that way in this one today?
Just embrace the target. Don't do anything different. If anything, just lean more into your core values. A little bit of TLC, a little bit of love for your brother, and just go play ball.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Long trip last night. They had their snack around 6 o'clock. They watched a scary movie. It was Halloween night, of course.
It was.
Coach Elliott told us he watched like 45 minutes and then stepped out to read a book. A true Virginia man. So Abram Murray's got the ball on the tee. Cam Ross, who's back healthy this week, ready to receive this kickoff for Virginia. As they come in winners of their last 3 by a combined 6 points after Cal won the toss and deferred. So from just outside the goal line, it's just about to the 25-yard line. On a return of 25 yards for Chandler Morris. He's not the biggest, he's not the largest, but he sure will play the hardest, Kirk. He's been playing injured basically since week 1, and in his last year of college football, he's playing some of his best ball yet.
Man, he just competes. He's a battler. He's going to wait. If there's time left on the clock, Chandler Morris is going to make sure his team is going to have every opportunity to win a football game. Have loved watching him this season, and definitely want to see if he can keep this offense on track throughout the day.
Starts with play action and throws a fastball to the 42-yard line, finding Trell Harris on the catch, their leading receiver, closing in on 500 yards, gained 17 on first down. That's a great start for this team that has had trouble scoring on their opening drives as of late.
Yeah, we'll see if that ball hit the turf at all. It looks like he's got both hands underneath. Looks to be a good catch for Trell Harris, but first play of the game coming out passing is the Virginia offense.
Cam Ross in motion. He was out last week in their win against North Carolina. Short drop, quick throw, ball complete to Jamal Edgerrin for a pickup of about 6 yards there. And Kirk, we saw the numbers for Chandler Morris and how they've dropped over the last couple of games. It's not just him, it's the entire team, and their offensive production has not been what it was the first 5 games.
Well, to me, I think it's a lot has to do with the offensive line. They've been mixing guys in and out due to injuries. You had also injuries at wide receiver. This is not the same offense that I know I saw a couple weeks ago when I had them versus Louisville.
Handed off right side for a first down. Luke Farrelly comes in to make the tackle on Jamari Taylor, the graduate student from Charlotte, a gain of 11. So this drop-off, Tony Ellett explained it to us yesterday in our call with him, is that every time they've taken a step forward, like you said, somebody has gotten injured and they've taken a step backwards. Taylor with a loss of about half a yard there on the tackle by Drew Polidor. So they battled Morris not being at 100%, losing the running back Xavier Brown. Dak Twitty, a tight end, is out for the remainder of the season, and yet they've still kept it all together.
They've kept it all together, and you talked about it, Cam Ross is back, number 6. He's a guy, to me, that he can get open one-on-one. He's a guy that just find a way to get him the football. He, to me, gets this offense going, especially on the outside. There he is in motion.
Morris on 2nd and 11. Goes to his second read. And a nice strike for a first down inside the 30-yard line. Back to Trell Harris, 13 more yards.
And right now, this up-tempo right now, and the Cal defense didn't have their best of days last week versus Virginia Tech. Right now, they haven't had a stop yet.
Morris gets rid of it. Ball is tipped. And fortunately for Virginia, incomplete. Cade Uluave was in the vicinity there on Cam Ross. Uluave is coming off a masterful performance last week.
19 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Look, I only had 19 tackles when I was playing Army and Air Force. He did it against Virginia Tech. This is to show you he's one of my guys that impact players. I got the linebackers today. Cam Robinson on the Virginia side and Cade Uluave, 2 young backers, young linebackers in college football. Very exciting to watch.
Cam Robinson on the Virginia side, 13 tackles last week against the Tar Heels. Handed off, Noah Vaughn with a hit on the edge. Takes it to the 25-yard line, smashing into Cam Sidney.
And Cam Sidney coming and bringing the thunder right there. That's the kind of attack that you want. Watch the left side of the screen. And Cam Sidney's just going to come and bring some punishment. That's a tone setter right there. Remember, this is a defense last week that missed about 20 to 25. Coach said 30. I only counted 20 tackles missed, but this Cal defense been hurt all week long about making tackles. Definitely, that was a nice solid tackle. Here we are, 3rd down.
Give it to Taylor right up the middle, and he is gone. Touchdown, Virginia, on a 25-yard sprint through the heart of the Cal defense.
this offensive line has been great. And one of the reasons why is Brady Wilson. Watch the center. He's going to get up here and just make a solid block, and watch the way Taylor just follows right behind it, and he's off to the races. You get the center getting up, a solid block, and then Taylor does the rest.
Well, last week, Cal's defense gave up what felt like infinite rushing yards against Virginia Tech. Virginia starts off through the air, finishes on the ground, and they're making their mark out here on the West Coast.
ESPN College Football is presented by Claude, the AI for problem solvers.
The cradle of quarterbacks, those last two especially, with this program finding in-state guys who have been successful. Well, just look a few hours west, and they've got their next one, too, with Jerry Kiave Sangapolo-Tele. And he and the offense will take over here. Jacob DeJesus is back to receive the kick from Elijah Slybeck. Mike Cousins, Kirk Morrison, Don Davenport with you here for the ACC on ESPN in Berkeley, California. And the Golden Bears will take over at the 25-yard line. Now, JKS last week, 286 yards, still yet to hit 300, but he's the second true freshman in FBS history to pass for 200 or more yards in the first 8 games of his career and leading the nation among true freshman QBs this year.
You talk about a joy to watch this guy play college football. He can spin it. He can spin it. One of the best players, true freshman in college football.
Tight end Mason Minnie as a lead blocker. Kendrick Raphael, who leads the ACC in carries, goes surging ahead for about 3 yards before he's taken down by the linebacker James Jackson.
Yeah, well, one of the things about just this offense, it's going to go through their quarterback. And right now, being down a couple of running backs as well, a lot will be on the shoulders of Sangapolo-Tele today.
But from what this Cal staff says, he is well equipped to handle more and more responsibility. Swing pass, Karan Adams with the catch in the flat. Surpasses the 30, and it sets them up for a third down and short. There's certainly a mounting displeasure from the Cal fan base here in the tenure of Justin Wilcox, who is now 100 games in, 47 and 53. And we asked him this week, can you evaluate your tenure? He said, unless you win more, that's when things change. Third down here, Kurt. It's Raphael, the running back, on the move. Against a four-man rush, throwing to a tight window, and that's enough for a first down.
That's a nice tight window throw. Your first third down of the game, and Saga Politelli just eyes it down, and he finds Brazil. He's one of his best receivers. Watch really quickly. Watch his quick release. That ball's in and out, and that's how a coach can start to get excited when you're converting on third down, which is something that Justin Wilcox said the last couple of weeks. This team just hasn't executed consistently in games.
Design rollout. Here comes the pressure and an off-balance throw. Good blitz there from James Jackson, the linebacker from Pulaski, Virginia, forces the pressure on the freshman quarterback.
Yeah, James Jackson named a captain this week, one of 4 captains for the whole entire year for Virginia, voted by his teammates, and he's wearing that green dot. That means he's the captain, but he's also the vocal signal caller for this Virginia defense. That time, putting a little bit of pressure on Saga Politelli.
Played in high school for a UVA alum as well. Shannon Tyler was his defensive coordinator in high school. Second down and 10. With time in the pocket and great draping coverage on the outside from Jordan Robinson, denying Jordan King the catch.
Absolutely. Nice job by Jordan Robinson. Came through and just technique-wise came in and got the left hand in right over the top of King. This is a tremendous job. Just watch one-on-one on the outside, eyes on the quarterback, and just gets right there when the ball arrives. A tremendous job by Jordan Robinson, also peeling off of his coverage.
Virginia with a twist up front. Pressure comes. Throw is short of the sticks and nowhere close on the catch by Grizel. 4 Cavalier defenders there to stop him and force a Bears punt.
A nice job right there when you look at Virginia. They brought a little bit of pressure. Watch, they're going to bring 5. So you got 5 guys coming out to the quarterback. And to me, Saga Politelli just feels like the rush is bearing down on me. He throws to the underneath receiver in Grizel. But look at all the white jerseys around. You can't get around that. That's a nice job on that series right there by Virginia on defense.
Brooke Honore gets away the punt for Cam Ross, who lets it go. Out of bounds around the 25-yard line. Virginia with a touchdown on their first drive. Let's see how they follow it up.
Back here in Berkeley, California, Chandler Morris and his offense of Virginia, they've got to get some things fixed. Last week, it was the 3-man pressure of North Carolina getting to the quarterback. And then here's the 4-man pressure. Just 4 guys rushing the quarterback. North Carolina's defense able to get home again. And then one more time, the 5-man look, but they only bring 4 guys on pressure. And this is where Chandler Morris and his offensive line, they struggled against this North Carolina defense. They gave up 6 sacks last week alone. Before that, all season, had only given up 4. That's something today that this Cal defense can try to exploit. Can this offensive line of Virginia get that fixed?
It was such a puzzling day for that offensive line. Now, North Carolina's defense has shown some spark. Last night, they did really well, getting their first conference win of the season on the road at Syracuse. Bowl eligibility not out of the picture. First carry of the day for Harrison Whaley, maybe a half a yard there. And part of it, Kirk, is getting Brady Wilson back at center. He missed 4 games and returned last week, so now he can really feel like he's back in rhythm.
Yeah, I think last week, for me, watching him as he came back, game tempo is a little bit different than practice tempo, right? You can go out and practice all you want, but all of a sudden when the real game comes, you're like, whoa. And it took him a while to get his footing, and you can see already the start of this game, his footing is back. He felt comfortable at the end of last week and already off to a solid start today.
They'll have 3rd down and long. Des Kitchings, too, said part of it was we didn't anticipate just the strength and the speed of that North Carolina interior defensive rush.
Well, and the other thing with Brady Wilson, guys, he said, I had to knock the rust off. And you got to remember, Drake Metcalf moved over, played center for a little bit, so he had to get used to being back at right guard on top of that. And when I talked to Chandler Morris, he was honest. He was like, that is not okay. We were not satisfied with where we were offensively. Pointed out being successful on early downs, guys, and staying ahead of the change. They did that the first possession. Not so much here.
So 3rd down and 9, Virginia. It's messy up front. The offensive line holds. And Morris delivers to the 44-yard line for Trell Harris. Already 3 catches, all of them for at least 11 yards.
And you're able to just get some blocking up front and have time for the quarterback to deliver a strike on 3rd and long to Harris.
After that first down, they're quick back to the line. Long throw, a lot of contact there with the ball intended for Edgerrin. The pass is incomplete.
Yeah, going back to that last 3rd down, watch the protection. We were just talking about protection. Well, this is how you protect. And then you have enough time to allow the route to develop, and Trell Harris coming open late, but that was all because of the offensive line. And you notice that was a stunt that Cal had, that they saw on tape that North Carolina had a week ago. Nice job by the O-line of Virginia picking it up.
Worth trying to replicate at least.
It's a copycat league.
Play action on the slant, throws too low and incomplete. They'll face 3rd and long again. Virginia with that touchdown got their first opening drive score since playing Stanford back on September 20th. They had punted on the first drive each of their last 4 games.
Another big 3rd down here now, right? The last 3rd down, the Virginia offensive line able to protect, and Morris was able to find Harris for the first down. 3rd and 10, and what look will Cal give right now, showing 3-man? I think they may bring a 4-man pressure.
It was a tough read for the offensive line. Nobody with a hand on the turf. They drop 8 with a spy, and Morris throws over the middle. They needed 10. He got 12 for Cam Ross.
Thought Cal would bring a little extra pressure. They only bring 3. And if you give Chandler Morris that kind of time, he's going to find the right guy. And the right guy is Cam Ross, my guy who's GTG, which is good to go. Right? Remember last week, did not play in the game. Last week versus North Carolina. This week, he's ready to roll, and you see already making an impact.
All he needed to know coming out to the Bay Area was just saying, tell me when to go. Morris back, deep ball, and it is inside the 10 and caught. 1st and goal. Eli Wood with just his 5th catch of the season, and what a big one there.
Well, he better think his running back, Jamari Taylor. Watch number 3 on the left side of the screen. He gets the pickup on the blitzing Polidor, and that allows Morris to get the ball deep down the field for the big play.
Morris hands it off. Taylor looking to space it to the edge. Makes it to the 5 before he gets sent horizontal.
Oh, man, wow, what a catch. Look at that last part of that play. I was watching the blocking up front, Mike, but just watch as Eli Wood just able to just corral that football. It's a contested catch. That's a big boy play. We're trying to find guys on the offense for Virginia outside of Terrell Harris or Cam Ross and Jamari Taylor. You go all the way down to Eli Wood, who makes his 5th catch of the season. That's going to the bottom of the depth chart.
Touchdown on their first drive. They've survived a few 3rd and longs here on this one. They're not averse to a direct snap to the running back, but instead it's another give to Taylor, who is swarmed and dropped. Harrison Taggart, Aaron Hampton on the scene.
And this is where right now when you look at Virginia, they got to find ways to get the big boy yards. On the left side, 72, Ben York for Virginia. He's going to play an extra tight end role, right? Sage Ennis is really the working tight end, but they want to make sure that they get a little more beef up front. Cal was aware of that, and they were able to make the play in the backfield. 3rd down.
10th play of the Who's drive. Morris, pressure's coming from the backside. On the rollout, throw to the end zone, incomplete. Brent Austin on the scene with the pass intended for Terrell Harris. The opportunity for 6 will diminish to just 3 here for UVA.
And that's a nice hold by the Cal defense. You see the pressure. Everybody getting up. They flush Morris out of the pocket. And nice job right at the end was Austin getting that right hand in there to knock that ball away. That's a nice stop, forcing the field goal.
And an easy opportunity now for Will Bettridge, the senior from Miami. He's hit his last 7 attempts. Kick is good, and it's 10-0 Virginia with the Wahoos with their first 6-game winning streak since 2007. Let's take a look at this week's college football rankings brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Ohio State cruise. They stay perfect with a win over Penn State earlier today. Fernando Mendoza, the former Cal Bear, and Indiana on the road at Maryland where they are favored. And how about in the ACC, the game that follows us, Georgia Tech, NC State. That was a nail-biter last year. Yellow Jackets, Kirk, are playing tremendous ball right now. A chance to go to 9-0 to start the year.
Well, let's not ignore those two losses in the top 10 right now. Miami goes down and also Vanderbilt.
Speaking of games later on today, 7:30 Eastern on ABC and the all-new ESPN app. The final game of the tripleheader, number 14, Tennessee, host number 18, Oklahoma, in Knoxville. A bit of a de facto playoff elimination game there. Josh Heupel going up against his alma mater, the head coach at Oklahoma. Last time they played in Knoxville, 2015, it was Baker Mayfield throwing for 3 touchdowns, and Oklahoma winning in double overtime. Second drive of the game for Cal as they're down 10-0 here past the midway point of the first quarter. See what they can generate here, and it's a handoff to Kendrick Raphael for 5 yards on first down.
And they need to get him going. Kendrick Raphael may be the key to the offense today. They need to establish a running game just to slow things down a little bit, and I think can help out open some windows for Sangapolatelli in the passing game if that run game is going.
They've been able to score on the ground as of late, at least 2 rushing touchdowns in their last 4 games. But consistency has been elusive for Cal, alternating wins and losses in their last 5. Chance to get bowl eligible today. Here's DeJesus, their top receiver. They utilize some of his speed to get them to a 3rd down and inches.
I love they went to 13 personnel. They lined up 3 tight ends, flexed out, 1 wide receiver all the way out there. They get DeJesus, lines up in the backfield, then rushes back. A lot of moving parts, and yet they found their way all the way to 1 yard short of a first down.
Third and less than a yard for Brian Harson's offense, former Boise State head coach, among other stops. Handed off, and with a zigzag lead, Kendrick Raphael makes it first down Cal.
That's a big boy run. Sometimes it's always the hardest yards to get. It's on 3rd and 1. That's a good positive push by this offensive line of Cal. That coming into this game, Mike, I think that was one of our question marks is, can this Cal offensive line be able to get some push up front against this front 7 of Virginia?
A defense that has been very stingy. UVA with the 2nd most sacks in the league starting play today, behind only SMU, which was a winner against Miami. The Canes' first trip out of the state of Florida this year. Good run up the middle again. Raphael is having the best season of his career, surpassing the total of either of his first 2 years at NC State.
And you see he's downhill too. He's not trying to go east and west. He's going north. He's headed toward that Bay Bridge, or maybe the Golden Gate Bridge. He is going downhill fast and in a hurry, getting to that 2nd level.
Mason Minnie the catch. First down Bears. Coming off a career-high 61 yards last game. That was his receiving total all of last year at Idaho.
Yeah, but watch how the linebackers react just to that play fake. See how the window opens there, Mike? That window opens, and Sangapolatelli able to rifle one in there.
Freshman quarterback with time in the pocket. Evades the pressure, takes off to run, and wisely does not get hit as he's down at the 44-yard line where he's met by Jameer Carter.
I don't know if I've ever seen a pass that Sangapolatelli just doesn't love. I mean, he's always trying to show off that arm. It's one of the better arms in college football. He wants to get the ball deep. But the one thing that they're working on here at Cal is letting him see the defense, and if it's not there, taking off and running, getting positive yards, or hitting an underneath wide open receiver. The check down can also be his friend.
Leading true freshman passer in the country yardage-wise coming into this game. Second and 7. He is wise, takes the check down, and gets a first down with Kendrick Raphael. Spinning through the Cavalier defense to the 31, a gain of 13 yards.
Raphael just leaking out late. He's just trying to help out his quarterback. Watch the tailback right here. He's just going to go in. He's waiting, gets an extra chip, and then finds himself out there in the open field, and that's a positive play. We just talked about it with Sangapolatelli. Hitting an underneath receiver turns into a big gain.
Handed off to Anthony League. A freshman from Long Beach, California, as they're down 2 running backs. Both L.J. Johnson and Brandon High are out. Lee got his first career carries last week in the loss against Virginia Tech.
Well, I don't care what happens in this drive for Cal. You just love how they're moving the football. They're keeping their defense on the sideline right now, which is great. 2 drives for Virginia. They've got points. And now Cal right now in a nice little rhythm on the second opportunity with the football.
Sangapolatelli, 5 of 7 for 35 yards. Set up to pass again. It's Raphael, the running back, picks up blocks, eclipses the 25, and is just short of the line to gain inside a minute to go in the first quarter.
It's funny, we had Halloween last night, and I keep seeing Raphael. He's showing off some Ninja Turtle-type moves so far, getting him the football, whether it's in the run game, the passing game. He may be the best player right now offensively. He and DeJesus just get those guys the football, get it to them in space, and you're seeing the positive plays right now from Cal by handing it off to number 1.
The ruling on the field of the runner reaching the line to gain is under review.
Okay. That's Justin Elliott, our referee, and he said the line to gain, whether it was eclipsed, is going to be under review. 22 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
It's a lot of moving parts. I mean, it's been a hockey line change over there for Virginia defensively, and the same with Cal going through multiple personnel groupings. Let's just see where this ball is at the time he's contacted, and I think he may be about a half a yard short. Now, I know this little yellow line that we're looking at is always the one that we always say that's the first down marker, but I think the right knee is down before the ball touches that line to gain.
So it'll be 3rd down if this play does get changed. And it's a quick decision. I think you're right, Kurt.
After review, the runner was down short of the line to gain. It's 3rd down.
So 3rd and less than a yard.
Well, I think it's still 4 down territory, even if they don't get it here on 3rd down.
This early?
Yeah, it's 4 down territory. You got to be aggressive because you've seen Virginia already with 2 drives put up 10 points. You don't want to come back and be down in a hole 17 or 24 points. You got to be able to be, I think, aggressive in this situation.
Raphael's already got 4 carries today. They've used Minnie to help block up front. Here comes the tight end taking a direct snap, and he does not get there. Brian Harsin calls for the direct snap to his tight end, and it's 4th down now for Cal. Well, we'll see if it's 4 down territory, but we're going to find out with 15 minutes on the clock for the second quarter.
Yeah, that was not a tush push. I don't know what that was. I'm still trying to figure out. It didn't fool anybody. Nice job by the Virginia defense being on top of it and seeing it. 4th down.
Start of the second quarter here with Coach Wilcox. Coach, 4th down. What's the decision here?
Oh, you go for it. I mean, it's 4th and 1 or less. We got to go for it right here.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Don Kirk. They got cute on 3rd and short, having the tight end take the snap. What's the call here, you think?
Yeah, I think right now, Kendrick Raphael, he's been my best player so far in the first quarter. 5'11", 200 pounds. How do you get him the football going downhill? Do you put him in shotgun or even direct snap? That's what I'm thinking about with number 1, touching the football in this play. Oh, they go under center.
And they give it to Raphael, and he does get the first down. Simple and effective in the offset eye.
Oh, but they didn't go in shotgun. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is what you do, big boy football. It's just you get your quarterback. And I know he's primarily in shotgun, Sanga Politelli, but get him under there. Take the snap from center and hand it off. And Kendrick Raphael, those shoulders are going north, and you saw he got the yard needed for the first down.
Well, this has been a good drive for them. Sustained one. 12th play coming up here. High snap. Sanga Politelli recovered for the toss. Gets them just 2 yards there.
Yeah, those are the types of plays that we talked about earlier in our meeting, those mistakes. That's just an errant snap. Now, it didn't truly affect the play, but watch the high snap to Sanga Politelli. He's got to corral that football. Maybe threw off the timing, could have been more yards there, but those are part of the execution that Cal has to consistently do, especially down here in the red zone.
Tyson Ruffins had difficulty snapping the ball last week. In fact, they went to Lamar Robinson at center last week, but he is out. So it's Ruffins here trying to keep those snaps in check for JKS. Steps up over the middle, throw to the 3-yard line. What a spectacular catch there from Jordan King on the fingertips for 14 yards.
Yeah, I love that big point catch from Jordan King. 6'2", 220. Watch, he's going to come right over in the middle of the screen. Late, you get the blocking up front, and Sanga Politelli throws a strike and a fingertip grab there by Jordan King.
A former walk-on sets them up with 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. And Kirk, they are real big on the right side.
Yeah, they got two extra tight ends.
It's a direct snap to Raphael, the running back through the middle, and he's got Cal on the board. 6 for the Bears. Taking a page right out of the Virginia playbook.
Just watch these tight ends go to work. Minnie, Morris, they both get the lead up. And then, I said it, Kendrick Raphael. Shoulders what? Square. And they go square right into the end zone.
Set up for Chase Meyer and the extra point. Very much a drive that they needed to finish in strong fashion, and the Bears did exactly that.
It was all about the drive that you needed. You needed to convert on 4th down, you got it, and you get inside the 5, hand it off to Kendrick Raphael. We got 10-7 Virginia up here in Berkeley.
Taco Bell Live Más Student Section. Only one student section can claim the title of Live Más Student Section of the Year. Who will take home the trophy this year?
I'm impressed. I am impressed. Because after a Halloween night, to be able to show up here for a 12:45 local kick, I'm impressed with that student section, Mike. Seriously. I don't know if I would have made it.
It's very easy for Halloween night to become Halloween early morning, too.
Yes, the ween hours of the morning in my college days, yes.
Many moons ago.
Yes, indeed.
Abram Murray getting ready to kick it away after a rushing touchdown for Cal's Kendrick Raphael. His 5th straight game with a rushing score, 9 of them on the year. And Virginia's going to get it at the 25. We go to Kevin Connors in studio for an update. Pitt's on a 4-game winning streak. Georgia's won 4 in a row against Florida. And the Cal defense trying to hold here against Virginia on its 3rd drive, a touchdown and a field goal. But Dawn, this Cal defense looks a little bit different here.
Yeah, they're going to have to hold without linebacker Kate Uluwave, not on the field at all. Their last drive for Cal officially listed as questionable to come back. I noticed he spent some time with the athletic trainer after their very first possession in the first quarter. He has his right hand clubbed up. He was flexing that. His helmet not anywhere near him, guys. Listed officially as questionable, but he's on the sideline watching.
Thank you, Dawn. Great observation there in Kirk. You know, no helmet is not a promising sign for Uluwave to return, who is the ACC's leading tackler.
Yeah, and you can already see Virginia notices that, and what do you see? 2 runs right up the middle of that defense. They're aware that the best defensive player for Cal in Uluwave not being available, they're attacking right where Uluwave usually is on the defense.
Well, and this is the other thing, guys. When I talked to Paco on that defense, he told me he is the quarterback of our defense. So from a skill set, yes, they miss him, but from a vocal communication standpoint, that's where the real loss is, too.
It's the ACC linebacker of the week. 3rd down, a yard to get here for Virginia. Option, Morris with the pitch. And Taylor meets resistance after picking up the 1st down, running into Aaron Hampton.
That's a nice job. You get option on 3rd down. Just going into their bag right now is Coach Rosinski. Coach Des Kitchens. That's a nice job offensively, calling something a little bit different. And this time you got quarterback Morris forcing the pitch and getting it out there for the 1st down.
Morris 6 of 10, 104 yards. Play action. And he is swallowed up back at the 31-yard line as the pocket collapses, led by Jaden Wayne. TJ Bollers, a redshirt senior, getting the push up front as well.
Man, nice job by Jaden Wayne. First of all, you don't let a running back block you. Watch the left side of the screen. You don't let the running back block you. Just get out of my way, Jamari Taylor, and go make the play. There was just nowhere for Chandler Morris to throw the football. The one guy he had near him was Jamari Taylor, but once he got thrown to the ground, just had to eat the sack.
Morris back to the original line of scrimmage there with a check down throw to the tight end, Sage Ennis.
That's a good play there, because now you got into a much more manageable 3rd down situation. 2nd and 16, now you cut that in half. A 3rd and 8 for you offensively. Feels a little bit better. Can this Cal defense create just a little bit of pressure? Last time they only sent 3 on 3rd down. Do they send 4 or 5 and try to get Morris off the spot?
Once again, just a 3-man rush. A crossing route right to the sticks. Eli Wood with his 2nd catch of the game. What did they get on the spot? Is it a 1st down?
Yeah,
it
is.
is.
Yeah, it's a 1st down. Nice little mesh route. They get Wood underneath. He's just running. He realizes man coverage. Nobody picks him up. So a nice job by Chandler Morris going through his progressions and getting enough for the 1st down and Wood. after they're probably going to take another look at this one.
The ruling on the field of the runner reaching the line to gain is under review.
It was pretty close.
It was close, yeah. At first thought, I was like, wow, it may be something you want to just take another look at. This is going to be a difficult one. Remember, the call on the field, though, is first down. So do you have a look that can say indisputable evidence that this ball did not make the line to gain?
Trouble there for Wood as he goes out of bounds is where the ball is when his right foot hits out of bounds, because he's carrying the ball wisely, keeping it away. I should say the left foot, beg your pardon, keeping it away from the defenders, but with two Cal defenders obscuring the location of the ball there, Hezekiah Massis and Jordan Sanford. I don't know that there's enough evidence to change that call.
Just a couple looks that we've got so far, I don't know if I've seen anything that doesn't take away from this call being upheld on the field. Remember, first down was awarded on the field. I just don't see any evidence of the replays that we've had so far that would reverse this call. I think if you try to piece it together, you may, but with the videos so far, I think that this call is upheld and it'll be 1st and 10, Virginia.
Keep the ball moving downfield, coming into play this week with their highest AP poll ranking since they spent 1 week at number 10 in November of 2004, and looking to make it 7 straight wins here today.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. First down.
But I thought it was worth a review, right? It looked close. Just take another look at it. And that time, just didn't have the shot that you need to possibly overturn it. So a nice pickup on 3rd and 8. Remember, we go back to that 2nd and 16. They got 8 yards. 3rd and 8 is a lot easier to pick up than 3rd and 16. And that's how they got the first down.
Good start for Des Kitchings, the offensive coordinator. Chandler Morris has completed 75% of his passes here through the game's first 15 minutes. On a toss, a couple of yards heading toward midfield. Drew Polidor and Aaron Hampton making the tackle. It's Hampton, who you see there, who's filling in for the injured Kedu Luave.
Yeah, and watch him come downhill, left side of your screen. He's kind of he sees the running back and goes and makes a play. That's a nice job there by Hampton, a sophomore from Anchorage, Alaska, coming downhill, making a play. They're going to need those types of plays, Mike, the rest of this game. They need to make some plays in the backfield, try to force this Virginia team to get the ball deep down the field.
Almost anything would be an improvement on the 357 rushing yards they allowed last week in Blacksburg. Morris with a short drop and a long throw to the outside, and it's Trell Harris with the catch, a Virginia first down.
One of the more difficult throws is that left hash, right sideline throw. And that's what you had right there by Chandler Morris. He's got to put some ump into it, and that shows you some of the arm strength of Chandler Morris, getting that ball in a perfect location to Trell Harris to grab it and pick up the first down.
And he hasn't put up the crazy numbers like he did last year at North Texas, where he was 9th in passing yards and 5th in touchdowns last year. But that's not the offense they're running in Charlottesville.
No, not at all. He was a chef. He was cooking last year at North Texas. He was cooking. This year they asked him kind of to manage the game and make 4 or 5 plays when needed.
He's got 5 options and takes the underneath of the 40-yard line to Cam Ross, who does a nice job to scamper past the chains. The journey for Chandler Morris started at Oklahoma behind Spencer Rattler. A couple of injury-plagued years at TCU. Last year at North Texas, he thought he might have lost his love for the game, but has found that rekindled with a Virginia program that, make no mistake about it, has deeper pockets than it has ever had this year, too.
Oh, yeah, they've got some pockets, but I think you just want to be coached. You want to go to a program, and it's funny. His aspirations was for this team to be in the situation they're in, fighting for a conference championship opportunity.
Derek Wilkins, the defensive lineman for Cal, down at the 29.
to travel a football team 2,800 miles for a game. Detective Dawn on it. Meet brothers Jason and Dennis, the drivers who operate the Virginia football equipment truck. They left in the 18-wheeler on Sunday, less than 24 hours after their game in North Carolina, packed full with uniforms, athletic training gear, folding chairs, water coolers, cleats, even plenty of Coach Elliott's favorite game day gum, Trident Peppermint, by the way, if you're wondering. The Bryant brothers arrived Tuesday night, all in 38-hour drive, guys, out west. Jason would drive an 11-hour shift while Dennis slept, and then they'd switch it off. No easy task, huh?
11 on and 11 off. That is remarkably impressive and just gives you a small picture there from Detective Dawn about what it takes to make things work in the age of cross-country football. As Virginia plays here in the state of California for only the third time. They have never won in the Pacific time zone. They played here twice. They've also played in the state of Washington and the state of Oregon.
So they've seen some places throughout our country. It's just an unbelievable job. They're doing God's work. Right, Don?
Yes, they are. Look at this. And he told me his favorite part is when he gets to watch the game right here in the first half, so I'm going to let him go do it. At halftime, they got to go pack the truck.
Goodness, the work never stops. 3rd down and 3 for Virginia. They've scored on each of their first 2 drives. 3rd drive of the game. Handoff goes to Jamari Taylor, who drags the defense to the 20-yard line. And just bit by bit, Kirk, it's not by much, but they're continuing to pick up first downs.
Yeah, they're continuing to pick up first downs, but a little injury here on the play. Looks like a receiver, but watch this blocking by this offensive line. You think that they didn't hear it last week? What UNC did to them, getting sacks and stopping the run, and now I'm over here watching these offensive linemen fist bumping and doing a great job. Looks like Jaden Thomas, number 8, the wide receiver, down.
So Thomas helped to his feet, the graduate student from Paulding County, Georgia. And already promising that he's back to his feet walking off. We saw Derek Wilkins, the injured defensive lineman for Cal, before that last time out. He also walked off the field.
He's a little jog off. There we go. Mr. Thomas doing a great job of blocking. Happened sort of at the end of the play. Jamari Taylor just coming through. And at the end of the play, he's kind of wrapped up.
Ooh. Rolled up right on the knee.
Right there on the knee.
Aaron Hampton, the linebacker, at 230 pounds, coming down on him. He'll get some attention there from the athletic training staff as Virginia has a 1st and 10. Morris hands it off. It's Jamari Taylor treating the defenders like bowling pins to make it 1st and goal. UVA, 15 yards for the graduate student from Charlotte, North Carolina.
I mean, just watch the push. Watch this whole entire offensive line. Just count all these guys. They're getting hats on hats. This is what you want to see from an offensive line. Look at this push. Everybody's doing their job. It's easy for Jamari Taylor to just find an opening. Where's the crease? And once he gets the crease and head north, man, it's a big game.
He's already hit the end zone, started the day with the 2nd most rushing touchdowns in the league, only behind Haynes King of the undefeated Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. And why not? They go right back to him with some push from behind. Touchdown, Virginia.
I just want you to watch how many white shirts, offensive linemen are in the end zone. I know Jamari Taylor gets in the end zone, but look at all the offensive linemen that beat him there. They're having a party in the end zone on that last run, and it was all because of the great push of this offensive line. Jamari Taylor just following behind the crease. They literally escorted him into the end zone for the Virginia touchdown.
17-7, and it's the Cavaliers back up by 10 on Jamari Taylor's 2nd score.
Yeah, Uncle Mo, that's right. Momentum is right back on the side of Virginia getting in. Who's up 10?
Let's take a look at the college football headlines presented by Twisted Tea. Diego Pavia got sacked 6 times. Texas with a win, 3 points over Vandy. Big in the ACC. SMU off of its first regular season conference loss. They take care of business against Miami in overtime and get their first home win against a team like that since they beat Texas A&M in '74. This is big for Virginia. Chance to get back to the ACC title game under Tony Elliott. Last time they were there was 2019. He coached against them at Clemson. Quick, let's go to the studio for an update with KC. In the first game of the Billy Gonzalez era there in Gainesville, the interim head coach. Gators had some time to prep, though, coming off their bye week. It's the last time they're going to play in Jacksonville until 2028. So Cal down 10. And let's go downstairs to Dawn.
Yeah, guys, you know Coach Justin Wilcox told us how physical they thought the Virginia front seven showed on tape. Well, let me tell you, running back Kendrick Raphael, he disagrees. After a few drives, he came off to his offensive lineman. He told him, they're not that physical. We got this.
Well, he sure didn't get the message on that first down play because Virginia's playing on their side of the football right now. And on the offensive side, that offensive line is definitely pushing the Bears back.
And inside 5 minutes to go in the first half, Cal has not gotten to 100 total offensive yards. So there's work to be done as they look to end a 13-game losing streak against AP-ranked teams. Sangapolatele out of the pocket. He is rather fleet of foot, just shy of the 30-yard line, to make third down a little bit more manageable here for the Bears.
You know, those are the positive plays I want to see more of from Sangapolatele. It puts pressure and it challenges the defense to kind of break out of your coverage. Look, we know what he can do with his arm, but when you're running out of the pocket, it makes the defense have to come and converge. That was a positive play, but this is a critical third down right here. You don't want to give this ball back to Virginia.
Third down, 6 to get for the nation's leading true freshman passer.
We haven't called DeJesus's name in a while.
To the edge, incomplete. And that's exactly who they were looking for. Virginia honed in on one of the nation's leading receivers.
Well, that was a heady play by Donovan Platt. Heady because his head hit the ball. I mean, he's over in coverage, and it looked like his head whipped around right in front of DeJesus. And he's thinking what I was thinking, right? Who do you get the ball to in this situation? 3rd and 6, DeJesus on the outside. That time, Platt stepped in front of it. Incompletion.
And DeJesus is 8th in the country with 55 catches, does not have one, and may not, depending on how Virginia's offense handles this last possession here, or next possession, inside 4 minutes to go. It's time for Never Settle, brought to you by State Farm.
This offensive line for Virginia, they haven't settled at all. They got the answer from last week, right? It was all about what UNC did to them. And today, great protection for their quarterback, Chandler Morris. They've been able to get the ball deep down the field and then been able to run the football effectively, getting great push. So shout out to this offensive line of Virginia in this first half, definitely answering the bell from last week.
143 through the air and now 76 on the ground with Jamari Taylor taking the carry. First year in Charlottesville, last 5 years at NC Central.
You know, one of the things that Tony Elliott always talks about is the middle 8, right? Which is the final 4 minutes of the second quarter, right before half, and the first 4 minutes to start the third quarter. This, and you see how slow Virginia's going right now. They talk about this, they practice this, they rep this. They love the final 4 minutes of a half because they don't want to give the ball back to Cal, but they also want to go into half with points, knowing that the Cal offense gets the ball to start the second half.
Wahoos have a great opportunity here to be able to build that lead and hold the ball to the end of the quarter. Continue to run the ball well. And I think, Kirk, today, too, is something that Virginia wants to prove is we can win in dominating fashion. After they've won their last 3 games by a total of 6 points, they want to prove that number 15 in the country is not a fluke.
Yeah, and they want to win on the road, too. I don't care what you do. When you go to somebody else's home, and you walk away with a victory, that's huge. That's what you talk about, because it's just you, your fan base, everybody's watching, but it's just the guys on that plane, always the sweet victories on the road.
Third and 4. They put the test to the Cal defense, and the Bears answer.
You know, we were talking about Cade Uluave, who's going to be the guy to come make the play. Well, 46, Aaron Hampton has been sitting over there on every single play. Nice job by number 46 coming downhill, making some plays, but more importantly, that's a big stop for this Cal defense. It looks to be Drake Metcalf, no, that's Ben York. Yeah, 72.
Sophomore from Burke, Virginia, in the D.C. area. They specifically pointed him out during the week as a guy who they list him as their backup right tackle, but who they were going to use in the game today as a 6th offensive lineman. That was the perfect scenario right there. 3rd down and 4. Cal stands tall to make it 4th and 3.
Yeah, Ben York, you mentioned that he was kind of gives the tight end Sage Ennis, number 0, a break. You know, right now they're down Dakota Twitty. Dak Twitty was a tight end and, you know, been out since the Louisville game. So they don't have a ton of guys that can play that end position in the run game. So you add an extra offensive lineman, and it's been Ben York today.
There's a chance here now with Virginia likely going to punt here on 4th down and 3 for Cal to really get some energy going. You said they're going to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. They'll have 3 timeouts, taking about 2 minutes to go, but this would be the first time that they have stopped Virginia from scoring. 4th drive of the game for UVA, and they've scored on each of the first 3.
Man, that's a big point, especially again, they're without Cade Uluave, their best defensive player, right? He's over there on the sideline, and he's sitting and kind of watching what's going on, and his defense stands tall on that one. Left side of the screen. York, I call him a tackle, but it's really the tight end in this play. He just gets rolled on. The friendly fire on offense.
Well. 4th and 3, and the offense is on the field. Cal doesn't think that it's going to be an offensive snap here. Not yet, anyway. They've got DeJesus back to receive a punt.
Right. Well, all they want to do is just take this ball down to the 2-minute timeout, and they'll go off. But to save time, Coach Wilcox calls the timeout because he realizes the strategy. So I love the strategy there. You've got Coach Tony Elliott said he wants his offense out there to get down to the 2-minute, and he's like, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to call a timeout and force the punt.
Every second matters. 2:08 to go, timeout. The next UFC Fight Night is tonight, exclusively on ESPN+. Prelims going on right now, and the main card begins at 7 Eastern, highlighted by the featherweight main event. Watch on the all-new ESPN app.
Yeah, Andre Ware, the former pro boxer, 32-0 record. Team Jordan, Team PSG, he does everything. Oakland native. Met him a long time ago. Now, I would never get in the ring with him, but I met him a long time ago.
What do you think would be more scary? Him trying to play linebacker like you did, or you stepping into the ring?
Probably me stepping in the ring. Have you ever boxed for about 3 minutes straight? My arms get tired. And he's doing it for 15 rounds in 3 minutes.
DeJesus lets it go, takes a hit. That's a mistake from Virginia. There are 2 flags. So one was thrown simultaneous with the hit, and then the side judge also threw a flag a couple seconds after that.
Well, see, the interesting thing here is that he was blocked into this. So this wasn't a situation where, I want you to watch at the end. Watch, it looks like he's pushed into DeJesus. And I think that's what these officials are conversing about right now, just having a conversation, that he didn't run into him, he was pushed. And if he's pushed in there, that should not be a flag.
All right, it's not a liability for the Cavaliers if it wasn't on his own volition.
You see it, Young right there, number 13. He's pushing. It looked like, yeah, Christian Charles, number 4. He pushes Charles into him.
You also have contact to the helmet, too. And,
yeah,
and
but again, that's also from the push.
Right.
So I think that's what's taking this little huddle.
During the kick, illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 13. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down. That is the 2-minute timeout.
Yep, that's what we had. Nice job by the officials. Doing a great job there. They see it. Number 13, Charles with the block in the back. Or, yep, sorry, Young with the block in the back. And that's where the penalty comes in. 2-minute timeout.
It's always the games where you say, I think I know exactly how this is going to play out, where it goes the opposite of that. Virginia trying to pick up a 7th consecutive win, 5 straight in the ACC in one season for the first time. Cal with a chance to get bowl eligible here today. They take over after a penalty on the punt. Sanga Politelli from the end zone goes out across the 11-yard line to Jordan King.
It's a nice little drive starter to get the ball off, but now they've got to keep getting this ball deep down the field. So at some point you're going to need a chunk play, but getting out of shadows of their own end zone so far.
Freshman had to reach for the snap. Defenders reach for him, and a sidearm throw to Tron Grizel. Well, there's a reason he was the leading high school passer in the history of the state of Hawaii. You don't do that without a little bit of theatrics and ability to keep yourself in the play alive.
But the one thing you see is just see the calmness, right? He's just a quieted mind, finds a little little avenue, little roll, gets the ball out. Very wise beyond his little freshman years, Sanga Politelli.
19 years old. He's 7 of 10 through the air today. Blitz right up the middle, and Virginia collapses on him. Mitchell Melton, Cam Robinson send the Bears bounding backward.
Yeah, one of the impact players making an impact. This is what he does. Watch him. He just eyes it and just hits it like a missile. Just watch. Watch the eyes. He waits, and he times it up perfectly. Lets the center commit, and he's right down, and Sanga Politelli is sacked.
So a timeout. There was really nothing that JKS could do in that situation there, because you step up in the pocket, all of a sudden, boom, the defense is right in your face. So the Virginia defense, I think, has been excellent here today. Each team now has had 4 drives. Virginia scored on 3. Cal just 1.
Yeah, I think, look, Virginia last week didn't play their best football game offensively versus that North Carolina defense. Today, they've been on point, and a lot of it has to do with their quarterback, but I think the offensive line had to answer the bell, right? The call was, can you guys play better? And that's what we've seen so far. They pushed this defense in front of Cal back enough to where you're like, okay, well, how is Cal going to figure out a way to kind of keep up in the scoring, but also will they make some big plays down the field? Right now, we haven't seen it.
I'll be curious to see, too, as we get later on into this game now, with them backed up 10 yards after that sack, does Virginia become in the second half the team that it was throughout the course of the first 5 games that was scoring in the 40s? Certainly will have the opportunity to try. Second down and 20. Sanga Politelli throwing on the move across the middle. Tron Grizzell again.
Wow, what a throw. Moving to his left, throws across his body. You don't want to see your freshman quarterback do it, but you got to trust in him at some point. He trusted and made that play to Grizzell.
Needed 20. They got 17. 3rd down and 3. They got short route set up, and the penetration gets there. Jacob Holmes with the ankle sack on Sanga Politelli.
Wow. Here he is. He's right here. Just watch him. He's going to find a way to just creep his way through. This is the relentless effort right here by Jacob Holmes. See the relentless effort, just finding a way. He was pushed out and still found his way into the quarterback. You love it. He just, like a big bear, crawling, finding, fighting, gets it done.
57 seconds left as the defense tries to stop Cal. Kick off your Week 9 NFL Sunday, 10 Eastern, with the Countdown Crew on ESPN, the all-new ESPN app for the early breaking stories, injury updates, previews of each game right up to kickoff. That's the time where I remember to set my fantasy lineup right before kickoff.
Got to make sure. A lot of bye weeks right now.
And Week 9 Monday Night Football, Cardinals, Cowboys, 8 Eastern on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the app. Peyton and Eli will have coverage on ESPN2, and coverage kicks off with NFL Live at 3 Eastern from AT&T Stadium. SVP and the Countdown Crew at 6 Eastern. Well, Virginia almost got there. Cal gets the punt away, and it takes a Bears roll inside the 35-yard line all the way to the Virginia 30-yard line. Great kick there under pressure. 43 seconds to go. A 54-yard punt. And Chandler Morris and the Wahoos take over. He's 11 of 15, 143 yards. 1 timeout to work with.
Yeah, 1 timeout. But to me, they have played in this style of offense. 43 seconds left. Feels like a ton of time the way this offense can operate with Morris.
Well, his biggest pass of the day was almost a 50-yarder to Eli Wood. Design run for Morris here, and he gets almost to midfield. How about that play call?
Well, that's called probably, that's film study. They saw the 2-minute drill and said, hey, let's hit him with let's gash him through the middle of the defense. That's a big play on 1st down.
And if they're thinking field goal, they've got to get to about the 30-yard line to get in range for Will Bettridge. 24-year-old QB takes the smart play, the check down to Jamari Taylor, the running back.
So that's 2 plays, and they're already on the opposite side of the 50-yard line, or close to it, right near midfield. 6 straight completions for Chandler Morris. So they still got the 1 timeout. Mike, 25 seconds. They can even take a couple shots at the end zone.
It's been a much improved offense relative to their last 3 games. That was a frozen rope to the 35-yard line. Virginia is getting everything it wants. Cam Courtney the catch. 15 yards, first down. Against a 4-man rush to the sideline, incomplete with Paco Austin in coverage there on the edge.
Watch this window open up for Morris. See the window open right there with the linebacker, Forelli. He's staying near the running back, Taylor, but yet because of where he's positioned at Forelli, it opened a window, and that's where Chandler Morris made the throw.
Cal shows pressure. They get there. Quick release to the 32-yard line. Sage Ennis, the tight end, the grab. Aaron Hampton, the tackle. And a timeout.
Interesting timeout. I think that Tony Elliott looked at the 8 seconds that are left, and I don't know if you can run an extra play unless Morris is going to snap this football and throw it out of bounds. And then you also risk a possible penalty and getting pushed back. I would run the field goal unit out right now. 8 seconds left, unless you a 5-yard out route.
So this would be a career long for Bettridge if they kicked it from here. But we told you at the beginning of the game, the last 3 contests for Chandler Morris had not been up to the standard he had set over the first 5 games. And today feels like a return to form.
Yeah, everything but what we've seen over the last couple of weeks. And I think a lot of it is because of the confidence that he's playing with. I think, look, last week, playing against North Carolina, coming down to the wire, you felt that he was pressing a little bit. Today, he's letting it rip. We've seen them take off and run. They run the option today. They've done a little bit of everything, and all on the shoulders of their quarterback, who we knew had to have a big game.
So this has got to be to the sideline here.
Absolutely.
Handed off Jamari Taylor. And it appears they had 2 timeouts.
Yeah,
they
that's what
2.
it was. I was wondering, we had the big scoreboard over here, had them with 2 timeouts. And so there we go. Now they got the timeout, so we're good now. I was wondering, I was like, wait, there's 2 timeouts on the big board. We got 1 timeout, but it's now cleared up. The 2 timeouts, and just to center the football right there in the middle of the field. And great clock management by Virginia. That drive, I'd say, they perfected this little final 2-minute drive. They got up to the line of scrimmage, and it was like, yeah, we've done this before.
The most impressive play from that drive, none of the passes that Morris threw, but it was the run up the middle that you said. That was film study.
That's film study. They knew. They like, okay, look, we're going to hit them and gash them here. And then you get a couple of throws. You center the football, call a timeout, and you hope to cash in with a field goal.
So this would be a career-long kick here for Will Bettridge. 48 yards, but Cal says we got a timeout, and we're going to use it.
Well, you can't take them into the locker room with you, so why not use it?
So Will Bettridge, the senior from Miami, he's on track to graduate in December, majoring in foreign affairs, considering law school. That was me at one point in life, too. And everyone said, don't do it.
But doesn't everybody at Virginia, aren't they all on track to graduate in the spring? It's like everybody's graduating in the spring or on their 3rd degree, right? Sage Ennis has got he's on his doctorate degree. Chandler Morris has been in school for 6 years. It's like everybody's on that upper echelon of degrees.
Well, it was Jefferson who said, we're all students. We're lifelong students. Virginia trying to clear their path to the ACC title game. Will Bettridge from almost straight on. Career-long try. It's a low one, and it is no good. They did a great job to set themselves up for that opportunity and still have a 10-point lead.
They just never had the trajectory that was needed, and knuckleball.
Our score at the half is Virginia 17, Cal 7. Let's send you to the studio for the Michelin halftime report with Trevor Maddich. Here's Kevin Connors. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Claude. Here in Berkeley, California, you're watching the ACC on ESPN, the first ever meeting between the Virginia Cavaliers and the California Golden Bears. And as we get ready to start the second half, it's a 10-point game with the Wahoos up 17-7. Mike Cousins, Kirk Morrison, glad you're back with us. Don Davenport down on the field. This very much feels, even despite a 10-point gap, like anybody's game in the second half.
Well, it feels like anybody's game, and when you really look at the way that this game has kind of gone a little bit, I would say advantage Virginia, and a lot of it is the quarterback play. Now, look, both quarterbacks are doing a great job, I feel like, in trying to move, but it's been a couple of sacks that have stopped drives for Sagapolitelli and the Cal Bears. Well, on the opposite side, Morris is just doing his thing, and also the running game. Jamari Taylor already 2 touchdowns. That's what's been going on in the first half.
DeJesus relatively quiet offensively, sprinting out to just shy of the 25-yard line. Let's go down to Don. And Don, what'd you learn at the half?
Yeah, Mike, complimentary football. That is the phrase that Virginia head coach Tony Elliott used for his defense when he was talking about this first drive. He said we got to get off the field, create some great field position, and then let our offense go back to work. Feels like that unit has their rhythm and their timing back today. For Cal, Coach Justin Wilcox pointed out the sacks they have given up on offense. That's disrupting their timing, and bad news for that defense on Cal. Cade Ulawave will not be back in this second half. They'll have to get off the field on third downs without him.
That's the linebacker who's the leading tackler in the ACC, coming off of a 19-tackle weekend last week against Virginia Tech. They've only picked up about 2 yards on first down today, and a sweeping right arm from Jordan Robinson denies them some movement on first down.
Yeah, I love the play by Robinson, but I feel like those are plays where Sagapolitelli has to just take off and go. I know it's maybe a minimal gain, 5-6 yards, but to me, that's enough to put pressure on the defense, challenge the defense a little bit. He just holds the football a little bit too long to allow the receiver to get open.
That'll be some of the growth for him as he continues on throughout his college career. They're going to have 3rd and long now after what was a pretty stagnant second quarter for the Bears. They had just 3 first downs and 36 total yards in 15 minutes of second quarter play.
Well, look at that, 2 quick plays. You get an incompletion on first down. Daniel Rickert, 52 for Virginia, makes the play in the backfield. And now you're 3rd and long, and we're barely 45 seconds into this second half.
Sagapolitelli 10 of 14, only 88 yards through the air.
Get a false start.
And they're going backwards.
And Plummer.
False start. Offense, number 84. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Javen Plummer snaked his way forward a little bit too early there. We only had 1 penalty in the first half. Virginia has 0. Cal has 2. They're down in 15, and Virginia's got to be licking their chops here.
Yeah, they're probably thinking screen draw here, especially with the empty formation. No receivers in the backfield. Heavy screen alert.
Ball is loose, and Sagapolitelli does the only thing he can to avoid a Virginia touchdown. 4th and forever, and they're going to be punting from their own end zone.
And Tyson Ruffins again. It's the same thing that happened a week ago against Virginia Tech, and it happens again. It's just quarterback center exchange. This is what you do pre-practice. This is what you do before games. And the simple thing of just getting the snap from center to quarterback results in a loss on the play. And what would have been 3rd and 15 now is 3rd and forever, or 4th and forever.
Flag is down at the line of scrimmage. Cam Ross fields it at the 40. So Virginia's in great position here as he stumbles his way inside the 30-yard line. But we've got to go back to the flag, which was thrown at the snap.
Is it offsides offense or defense? Offsides defense, I think.
Here's Justin Elliott.
Offside. Defense, number 26. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
I think it's right here. It happened late, and something you just don't have to do. It seems like a late little show in there and got in front of the football. So all of that, and now you're repunting. And I don't know if I want to repunt. by the way, the re-kick.
Well, it's not like it's any less of a tenuous situation here. Punting from the end zone once again.
You're giving Cam Ross another opportunity.
Takes it about 10 yards deeper than he did the last time, but he's got some space here to run. Out to the 30-yard line and out of bounds around the 20. So an even better outcome despite the Virginia mistake as the Cavaliers are right on the doorstep of the red zone.
Yeah, I wasn't joking, Mike. I don't know if I would have re-punted because this is what Cam Ross, the return of Cam Ross, didn't play last week, now enters the lineup this week and just showing the ability when he gets the ball in his hands. Too much room to punt that football to Cam Ross, and he shows you right there an explosive play on special teams.
Chandler Morris goes back to work. Last 3 games averaged 176 through the air and came just 11 yards shy of that in the first half. With play action, and he falls down trying to get away from the pass rush on the edge from T.J. Bush, who picks up his team-leading 4th sack of 2025.
And to me, that was an odd fall there by Chandler Morris. That's the sack. I think he tried to plant, and I thought his leg gave way a little bit. You see him kicking that leg and trying to make sure everything's working properly, but he tried to stop and just got his feet tangled underneath him.
There's going to be very little that will take Chandler Morris off the field. He's been playing injured just about all season. He retreats. He throws off the back foot, complete to Jamal Edgerrin. So they make up that yardage to get inside the 20. Paco Austin pushes Edgerrin out of bounds.
Yeah, just a double mesh route. You got the tight end Ennis going one way, and then Edgerrin has to come all the way from the opposite side of the field. Again, that protection allows this play to happen. The protection allows Chandler Morris to stand in the pocket and wait till someone uncovers, and that time it was Edgerrin.
They need 6 for the first down. Ross was the motion man. Look off the other way. Great defense from Paco Austin again. I'm not sure that throw was open when Morris let it go to Eli Wood.
No, I think that was one where you're just trying to find someone to uncover. Maybe Morris takes off and maybe gets a couple yards and you think about it on 4th down, but just tremendous coverage there by Paco Austin. He's there. I think he's probably upset because he felt like he got there so quickly. He probably could have intercepted that pass. He tried to knock it down, but he realized, wait, I'm already in front of the receiver. I missed the interception.
Well, last we saw Will Bettridge, he was going for a career long. This is a fake, and it's right at the line to gain for Virginia. What's the spot? As Daniel Sparks, the punter, took off with that ball.
It's short.
This feels like a replay review situation. We had a couple of them in the first half.
It's the fake on 4th down. You're hoping that he gets it. It's Bettridge coming up, maybe short. We'll see when we come back. here in Berkeley. Going back to this last 4th down stop, I want you to watch Hezekiah Masters right here. Last week, his coaches challenged his tackling. Well, he makes an outstanding tackle on what would have been a 1st down, but he gets Daniel Sparks down to the ground before the line to gain. And Hezekiah Masters making a great tackle that time and getting the ball back to his offense.
So just short. Both teams have tried one kind of trick play today. Neither of them have worked. But Cal with a chance to get themselves within 1 score here, once again starting deep in their own territory. There's a trigger there. When you got Jeffrey Johnson, the tight end who does not catch many passes, starting to lead the way there, you can assume a handoff to Kendrick Raphael.
It's another high snap, and we've seen this has been the story to me of this game, where the high snap is either kind of thrown off the timing on a play, or it's been a loss of yards just from the center quarterback exchange, getting the football. The simple things have definitely not been simple today for Cal.
Tyson Ruffins, the center, getting the snapping yips, sending it a little bit too high. Raphael's got space to the far side. He's across the 30, all the way to the 35-yard line. Tackled by Christian Charles, terminates a run of 18.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that Ruffins can do is he can block. He can block when he gets the snap off. Yeah, he can block. Watch the center right in the middle of the screen. 56, Tyson Ruffins. See how he just makes the block that's needed? So, yeah, the center quarterback exchange hasn't been great, but when it's working, Ruffin's able to go out and make a key block, and Raphael with the big gain.
Another high snap. Dixon Veal the catch on the edge. Sheds 1 tackler and gets driven out. Jaden Dixon-Veal, the transfer from Purdue. Boilermakers in action later on tonight as heavy dogs against the Michigan Wolverines. Second down, 7. Raphael runs into traffic. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 yards to go. Their rushing total is suffering right now. It's under 30 yards on the day, but that's because of the way the sack yardage is calculated against Sangapolotele.
Yeah, Raphael's done a good job so far. 11 carries, 42 yards on the day. But this is where Sangapolotele has to come alive. And can this offensive line protect? We know Sangapolotele can get the ball in there, but can they protect and give him enough time to complete the pass for a 1st down?
Edges don't get the job done, and it's almost intercepted. Looking to get the ball out quickly, and hands up on the edge for Virginia.
Yeah, Ethan Minter, number 30, he was just right there. A nice run to the football was Kazim Moore, but just watch as everything's going. I would love for Sangapolotele right now to just take off and go. Just try to go run and get as many yards as you can. But with the rush bearing down on him, nice job by Ethan Minter, number 30, to get a hand up and knocks the ball away.
You know what's really impressive today from the Virginia defensive effort? Jacob DeJesus, who was the intended target there, came into the game 8th most catches in the country. Does not have one today. Booming punt, 9-yard line. Flag is thrown as Cam Ross works backward and gets right back to where he started. There are now 2, 3, 4 flags on the field. There is a lot to sort out at the end of this play. Goodness.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And we've got an injured Bear.
A lot to unpack here. Looks like that's the long snapper, Reno Monfort, that was coming off, walking off the field. So I know I saw a hold. Now, did we have a block in the back as well? No, but now could that be offsetting penalties though? It happened during the down. You have offsetting. we may be doing this all over again, folks.
Nobody appreciates the referee's work. Nobody ever tells you did a good job. This one's complicated.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the receiving team. Holding, receiving team number 19. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, illegal blindside block, receiving team number 9. Penalty is half the distance to the goal, first down, timeout.
Definitely a field flipping situation there.
Y'all got reserved seats and everything.
Is your team looking to win the college championship?
Well, I think that's a goal that they have set, but really what they're focused on is trying to go 1-0 each week.
How do you motivate the team to get back out there and have fun when they're down by a lot?
I want to remind them of when they were your age, right, how fun it was.
Well, somewhere John Sawatsky is smiling. Great open-ended questions from the youngest members of the Fourth Estate there for Tony Elliott this week. And his team, what an opportunity they have, Kirk. Chance to get their 7th straight win, which would vault them to almost a 3-4 chance to play in Charlotte on December 6th.
Yeah, TLC to CLT. That's been the motto, right? Team, leadership, and competition, right?
So they go back to work after some penalties set them back. Now, Tony Elliott is of the age where he could name the members of TLC, but he said, I don't think his players could do that.
Yeah, the group TLC, I don't think his players knew that, but that's the slogan right now, TLC, team leadership and commitment. And the commitment is to your brothers. And these guys, they understand what's in front of them, but it's these situations that they've been in over the last 3 games that they've had to find a way to dig themselves out. This time they're playing with the lead. Can they hold on to it backed up?
2nd down, 7 to go. And despite a good effort there from Harrison Whaley, the transfer by way of Wyoming and Northern Illinois, it's going to be 3rd down and long. Tony Elliott has continued to build this program, a record of 11-23 in his first 3 seasons, and now on the doorstep of 8 wins here today. This is a monumental leap for the Virginia program this season.
Oh, it's a monster leap, and a lot of it is because of just his patience, having to be patient. It wasn't easy the first couple of years in this program, dealt with obviously some tragedy, but this has been a banner year so far for Tony Elliott and this outfit.
Taylor joins Morris in the backfield on 3rd down. It's a 4-man rush, a leaping throw, trying to set up the screen. Does not get the job done. They needed the 14, and he was 4 yards short. Luke Farrelly there leading the charge along with Aaron Hampton.
Just watch. Everybody knew it was going to be a screen. You get this down in distance, you know, hey, screen. They try to do a middle screen, but Farrelly's right there. You got Polidoro's right there as well. Nice job, Cal, defensively. That's defensive team tackling right there. Remember, this team last week couldn't tackle anybody, and they get a nice tackle right there to get off the field.
It's Daniel Sparks punting from his own end zone for Jacob DeJesus. He may not measure even 5'8", but his impact is felt when he's got the ball in his hands. And he's going to have some room to operate from the 40. He's across midfield, hesitation step, and it sets up Cal in plus territory. We are exactly where we were at the break, and Cal with the ball down 10.
College football playoff top 25.
We got brackets to talk about. A lot of movement wide open.
The top 25 rankings reveal and 12-team CFP projection. Tuesday on ESPN.
And it's almost time for the first college football playoff rankings release. That's Tuesday on our show presented by Allstate. Who you got right now?
Well, right now, this is what I think. This is what I feel. Now, look, it could be totally wrong by Tuesday, but this is what I feel right now. So please, leave my mentions alone. I'm okay. This is just what I think right now. These are
Kirk Morrison.
Yeah.
Kirk Morrison.
But you see that number 11 team right now, Virginia. I think that they're a team right now with the way that they're playing. I think the ACC can get 2 teams in there. But if Virginia finds their way into a conference championship game, I think they very deservingly should be in.
So go to ESPN.com/All-State Playoff Predictor to check out your team's chances. It's a double pass, and it ends up in the end zone for California. Mason Minnie, the tight end, of the running back, Kendrick Raphael, 42 yards to the house. If everything else wasn't working, why not pull out a trick from the bag?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got to watch this. Watch the running back from the backfield. This was Raphael lined up at running back and just running through the field with nobody watching him. Everybody saw the throw to Minnie, and they all reacted, and Raphael's able to sneak his way down the seam. And what a throw by Minnie for the touchdown.
And why does that play work? Because Mason Minnie, who went to Idaho, had never played tight end before. He was a high school quarterback. He changed positions, so this is nothing foreign for Mason Minnie.
No, not at all. I mean, what a throw. Remember, coming out of the timeout, coming out of the break, you know what I mean? So you have enough time to talk about it. We always talk about plays coming out of a break when you have enough time to talk about it. Hey, guys, what are you thinking here? Hey, let's run the annexation of Puerto Rico. Remember that one? Remember that, Mike? Over on Little Giants, but you have time to talk through the play. Hey, we're going to snap it. We're going to throw it to you, Minnie. Minnie, you got to give me a nice throw to Raphael. We got a touchdown. What do we think, fellas? Hey, let's run it, coach. Let's run it. And that's exactly how you draw it up. And Cal pulls within 3.
He didn't even get to step into that throw. It took some hang time. Raphael had to wait for it to come down. But the Virginia defense bit so hard on that. That's now the first touchdown that they've given up in regulation in more than 4 quarters.
I know you're impressed by my Little Giants reference right there.
Right? Into this game. It did not have that.
You didn't have that one, huh?
in the bag of references today.
Yeah, my football references.
Fair catch called for. And it'll be Virginia at the 25. For 20 years, All-State has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's Athletic Scholarship Fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you to All-State. It's been an interesting time to be Tony Elliott in the Virginia program. Sometimes they wake up and they find out an anonymous donor has donated his 7 figures to the Cavalier football program.
Well, now they need to wake up in this second half now. This is now the 4th game in a row where this thing seems like it's going to come down to the wire. 3 consecutive weeks. Louisville was overtime. Washington State, we talked about earlier last week, beating North Carolina by 1. Familiar waters for Virginia.
Off the back foot, Sage Ennis can't hang on, incomplete. You mentioned it, Kirk. First 3 drives, they had a touchdown, a field goal, and a touchdown. Virginia's feeling great. Their last 4 drives, they had a punt, missed career-long field goal attempt for Will Bettridge, turnover on downs on the fake, and now a punt.
Just how crucial and critical was that tackle by Hezekiah Massis on that 4th down play for Cal. A fake field goal, you keep points off the board, and that may be the difference in this game.
Morris 17 of 23, heavy blitz. He gets rid of it. And Jamari Taylor to the edge makes it 3rd down and short for the Cavs. Great tackle there from Cam Sidney.
Look at the tackle by Sidney. That is a big play. Now you got Taylor who goes down. This is already a running back room that's very thin for Virginia. I was so impressed by the tackle from Sidney. Watch Sidney come in from the left side of the screen. I mean, Jamari Taylor's got room. If he makes Sidney miss, he could probably still be running. But a nice job and a nice wrap there by Cam Sidney. You know, a lot on his plate today with Cade Uluwave being down for the rest of this game, looks like. And Sidney just kind of stepping up, number 20, making the play.
And they're also down a safety, too. Aiden Monotai out today on the back end for Cal. Virginia needs just 2 yards, but nothing has come easy here in the third. It's Morris to the air. Sage Ennis, the tight end, with the grab. He is across midfield, and he snuck away from the line of scrimmage. 25 yards for Sage Ennis.
And he just, all he did was a hide. It's a hide route. Watch Ennis the entire time. He's going to block, 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 and then he explodes outside. Just watch how he does it. Nice job there by Ennis.
Morris with play action. Incomplete, looking to go back to Ennis. Ball deflected by TJ Bush, the defensive end.
Here's another look at that Ennis play one more time. We get a full screen of it. He blocks, and blocks, and then he just gets lost in the coverage. And a nice job by Morris holding on to the football as long as he did to allow that play to develop. And Ennis, one of those 6-year seniors as well, was with Tony Elliott over at Clemson. One of his trusted guys, and he's going to be a coach one day. One of the team captains as well.
2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Harrison Whaley bumping his way across the edge. An experienced rusher, came into the season as the active FBS rushing leader. He's since been surpassed by Katron Allen at Penn State, but that's a great number 2 option behind Jamari Taylor.
It's a great option that you can hand the ball off and get positive yards. And what looked to be a drive that Virginia had to find answers. You get a couple of plays, you convert on a 3rd down, and now you're feeling comfortable, but it's another big 3rd down here again.
Whaley is the back. He gets the carry, ramrods his way forward, and falls backward for a Virginia first.
Wow. That's a big boy run. That's 5'10", 212. And he runs through the tackle of 46, Aaron Hampton. Watch number 46 come in. Remember, he's playing for Uluave, and he just couldn't hold on. He just couldn't hold on to the back. Kept those feet turning and got the 1st down.
Des Kitchings, the Virginia offensive coordinator, said the plan was to get Whaley more carries this week. He's out on a route here. Check down throw. Cam Ross makes a defender miss at the 25-yard line. And down to the 22. Luke Farrelly, their 2nd leading tackler, makes the stop.
This Cal defense needs to bow its neck. Right? You just got the score offensively, and now letting Virginia drive down the field. Can they get a stop?
Big pickup on 1st down. They go to play action. It's trouble for Morris. He buys himself time. He runs. 1st down. And he's on the baseball slide to the 10. 1st and goal. Wahoos on a scramble of 11. That's exactly, Kirk, what you've been talking about for Sangapolatelli to emulate from Chandler Morris.
I just love this. Watch, he shows the speed to get to the outside. Then he realizes the play's not over. Let me just go get what I can get. And that's a positive run and the slide at the end.
And Whaley pushing forward to the 1. The yardage here has been just too easy for Virginia against the Cal defense on this drive.
Yeah, another 1st down pickup now. 1st and goal at the 1.
So Jamari Taylor with a couple of rushing touchdowns. Harrison Whaley gets his opportunity at the goal line and is stopped by Farrelly and company. Well, this is a spot where Virginia this year, maybe not this far out to the 3, has gone direct snap to Jamari Taylor, the running back. So it's a clutch situation.
You've got Jamari Taylor, you mentioned the direct snap. If it's not Jamari Taylor, it's Chandler Morris. He also comes alive here inside the red zone. Watch number 4 as well, keeping it and taking it off and going.
Throw it out to the flat. It's Eli Wood stretching to the goal line. Touchdown, Virginia! And Wood may not be 100% after making that catch. His 2nd touchdown grab of the year, but he does put a crucial 6 on the board for UVA.
Oh, man, what a play call here by Des Kitchings. This is what they call X return, because he runs a motion as if he's going to go across. He puts his foot in the ground and comes back. Now he's got leverage, and that time just showing his effort. Paco Austin, number 4, tries to get it in, get him down before going in. Just couldn't make the play.
Officials going to take a look at this to make sure that there were no applicable body parts down as Wood made that lunge toward the goal line. The ball popped loose, but it had already across the plane of the goal line. The question is, was there a knee or an elbow down?
No, I've looked at it a couple times already. It's a touchdown. There's not a body part on the ground, and that's a great look right there by our camera crew. Nice job, fellas. You see there's not a body part down, and that ball extends, and all it needs to do is just the tip of the football needs to touch the white. The front edge of that goal line, that white strip, once that ball touches it, that's a touchdown. Great job. Great camera work. Should be an easy replay, but a terrific call again by Des Kitchens.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
So for Chandler Morris, now 216 yards through the air. First passing touchdown of the day after 2 on the ground from Jamari Taylor. A win today for Virginia would be their first 7-game winning streak since 2007. Their first 8-1 start since 1990. 1:51 to go in the third.
So let me take you back here. This is going to be X orbit motion. So you get the receiver here. He's going to motion, and then once he sees he's got this guy coming, watch the quick burst to the outside. That means that they've got one-on-one. So a nice job by Des Kitchens designing it. See, they got the motion. He orbit, returns back. Now he's got the angle, and now he's just a foot race. It's a foot race for Wood, Eli Wood, to the end zone, and just barely gets the touchdown, but a great play and a great design down here in the red zone. In the condensed spaces, how do you find space? Well, you get the motion, you create that, and a nice throw from the quarterback to Wood, and the great extension for the touchdown.
Jesus lets it bounce. 1st and 10 to 25 for Cal down 10.
PCs powered by Snapdragon X Elite processors feature blazing fast performance and next-level efficiency. Snapdragon, the heart of your PC.
Here in Berkeley, California, Don Davenport down on the field. Up here in the booth, Mike Cousins, along with Kirk Morrison. All right, Kirk, as California goes back on offense here, what should Coach Harse, Brian Harsin, the offensive coordinator, be thinking about differently at this point?
Well, I would just say, look, fellas, we just got to just execute. No bad snaps, just execute. We can't get it all back in one drive or one series. Just got to execute.
Dangerous throw to the sideline. Good job by Tron Grizel to get his frame in front of Jordan Robinson and haul that in for a first down.
Yeah, nice play by Tron, but again, just executing. It's going to have to be play after play for this Cal offense. They're down a couple of scores. Can't do it all at one time, but that's a positive start on first down.
Tron Grizel has already surpassed his reception total from a year ago. The redshirt senior here from California. Design rollout to Jesus on the dive, and he makes his first catch of the day. If they can get him incorporated more into this offense, it could be a very different game.
Yeah, nice job there. Landon Morris was 81, the tight end. He sealed the edge. That's what allowed Sangapolatelli to get to the outside. See that little tight end block? That allowed Sangapolatelli to scan the defense while he's rolling to his left and throw a nice ball for DeJesus to catch.
19-yard hookup to the senior from the Central Valley, from Manteca, who started at junior college, played at UNLV last year.
Pass for a first down is under review.
Okay.
So a big play into plus territory for the Bears may get called back. They're going to look at whether DeJesus had control of his ball as he went to the ground.
Yeah, a couple elements here. My first time taking a look at it. So they're going to look at, does he have possession of the football and does he survive the ground? Okay. My first look at that is we have a catch, but does he have possession before he goes out of bounds? So we have movement once he contacts the ground, but I still see firm control. But there's a little bit of movement as he's sliding out of bounds.
Yeah, but does his ability to go full thigh master on the ball make sure that it's still possession?
So that's the number one thing. Does he secure the firm control with his hands on the football? Because when he touches the ground, I think he's in bounds. But see, there's that movement right there that I'm kind of looking at. So Well, I'm going to say that this is tough.
So forearm hits the ground, ball is loose. Does he regain firm control of the ball before any body part touches out of bounds? Is his shoulder first? Yeah. I'm inclined to say yes.
Yes, I say it's upheld. I'm going to say it's upheld. I had to keep looking through it and go through it. I think this stays. It'll be upheld.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. First down.
Because that little movement at the end, he still had possession of the football, and that's what I was worried about. But he still maintained that ball along his body and maintained the possession, so great call by the officials.
Homecoming senior season for DeJesus. We're up just about 70 miles east of here between Stockton and Modesto. 1st and 10 with 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Bears down 10. League, the freshman, is in at running back. He is stonewalled for a loss of 3.
What a day. What a day for Jacob Holmes, number 23. Remember, he had the big sack earlier, and then this time, he just goes in and just destroys Raphael in the backfield. And maybe it's the last play of the quarter. Maybe trying to draw him off sides here is Cal.
Backed up to 2nd and 13. Last play of the third. Virginia brings pressure, a heave downfield, and DeJesus comes up empty. It's intercepted by Virginia. Corey Costner, the freshman.
Wow, what a play by Costner. The clock winding down for the quarter. Sanga Politele taking a shot down toward to get to the end zone. But Corey Costner acting like Kevin Costner.
Oh, he's
making the play of the day. Interception going back to the Hoos, up 10 to start the fourth.
Give it to Taylor right up the middle, and he is gone. Blitz right up the middle, and Virginia collapses on him. Double pass, and it ends up in the end zone. A touchdown, a late third quarter highlight. Chandler Morris, though, with a bit of a return to form today for these Virginia Cavaliers, looking to stay perfect in the ACC, get to 8-1 on the season for the first time since 1990. And they take over after an interception thrown by Jaron Kiave-Sangapolatele.
Yeah, nice job by Corey Costner being able to just keep his hands underneath there. This is a true freshman that just made a huge play. He's been playing a lot of late. Last week he had 2 tackles on a forced fumble. This time he gets the interception of Sangapolatele, just doing his job.
So Virginia back deep. It's Whaley looking for an opening, and it never comes. Jaden Wayne, the junior, leads the charge. Let's go down to Dawn.
Yeah, guys, how about this Virginia team? Next man up mentality. Jamari Taylor got his right foot taped, missed a bunch of snaps there. Wide receiver Trell Harris spent that entire last drive in the injury tent, laid out on the table. Somebody else just continues to step up. And remember, this offensive line lost 6, now 7 linemen to injury this year. It is always next man up. Brady Wilson told me this is one of the most unselfish groups he's ever been around.
Eli Wood continuing to get it done as well. 3rd and 12. Cal hoping to get a stop, pin Virginia deep. It's a 4-man rush. Morris, tip ball, incomplete. Harrison Taggart, the junior, knocks it down. Virginia will punt.
That's a good hold there by this Cal defense. You just gave up the interception, and now you need to stop defensively. And this is just a nice job. Everybody just playing their zones. It's 3rd and long, and Taggart reading the eyes of the quarterback, Chandler Morris, just didn't really have anywhere to go. I think he had an opportunity to intercept that one.
Oh, that's an ugly ball out of bounds to the near side. It'll be a very short Bear field. Ten-point game, but it may not stay that way for long. Cal ratchets up the pressure. 14-yard punt.
Introducing SportsCenter for you, personalized every single day. Now available on the ESPN app. Powered by your favorites.
Well, after an 0-2 start, Irish have won 5 in a row by double digits. Second half, Daniel Sparks with an interesting half. The punter, a fake field goal try went awry. That was just a 14-yard punt. Sets up Cal at the 25-yard line. And on the first play to the goal line, Mason Minnie is out of bounds at the 2.
But the quarterback is down. I know that's a big play, but the quarterback is down. And I think that's more of the importance right now, is the entire Cal bench is just looking at at Sagapolitelli. He took a hit at the end. He's holding what looks to be that right forearm.
He initially tried to get up and support his weight on his arm and then drop down back to his knee and now to the seated position. Their backup quarterback is Devin Brown, transfer from Ohio State. He's only thrown 7 passes this year. And so JKS back to his feet. He's got to sit at least 1 play.
I mean, what a throw, by the way. Man, I was looking at the end result of the play and the quarterback, but the arm angle to be able to get this throw away is one of the reasons why everybody here at Cal loves this quarterback. Tough, finds a way to get the ball late to Minnie, and now you're first and goal. There's the quarterback again. Just watch the arm angle that he throws this one at. Doesn't have a lot, but is able to just whip it out there. And Minnie makes the play.
EJ Kaminong is the quarterback, listed 3rd on their depth chart. They hand it off to Raphael, who bounces off the first wave, goes around the corner, and he is into the end zone. A Cal touchdown.
It's just all effort. Effort and will and want to. He should be stopped 2 or 3 times, but just watch the feet keep moving. Just not being denied. Watch the feet. You see the feet? Just keep going. And able to reach over for the touchdown. Now, I believe we may just double check on that last play. Did he get in?
The ruling on the field of the touchdown is under review.
Yep. I know people don't want to see reviews, but you just want to take a look at that last part of that sequence. Was there a body part down before the ball crosses?
So you're looking at elbow, forearm.
No, I think I see the football. Yep, there's the football.
Should be good.
Should be good. There we go.
It's a little bit in the shadows, but you can see it there. Tucked away in the right hand.
Yep, tucked away. There's our little line right here. Oh, there we go. Ooh, the enhanced vision.
like in every crime show.
Yeah.
Enhanced. Kirk, you put your hoodie on. You're sitting in the dark, typing in green font.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's enhanced.
This would make it a 4-point game, and the extra point would make it 3. Raphael, by the way, he's been on a tear lately. Last week, career high 3 touchdowns, which was the most in a game for Cal since Jaden Ott against USC in October of 2023.
It's just this last little sequence as he rolls over. It looks to be that football. Remember, call on the field. Wait, oh, see, now we have more evidence here. Is that ball loose as he's going around? See, I didn't see this angle. So now I get a new angle. Is that ball loose? And do we have a clear recovery? Yes, so there may be. You know what, Mike? I don't know if we have full control when that ball comes, it goes around. But is it another look outside of this one? Because remember, we're piecing this one, and this is an overhead angle. And here comes the enhanced vision again.
It really needs a sound effect with it, right?
It does.
The longer this review goes, too, it makes you think that it's not going to stay as a touchdown.
No, I think it's upheld. I really do. I just think we're just trying to piece it all together. And I would still think that it's upheld. But there's just new evidence that comes to light that you just got to make sure you double check.
And what's been fascinating this year, too, for the Friday night ACC games, select Saturday games as well, when there's just one game going on, is the collaborative conversation between
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
But you got some new evidence that came to light. A new camera angle. I get it. Let's just take a look, just double check. But I think there was not enough there to overturn what was the call on the field, which was a touchdown.
And then he scooped that ball once it came out of his hands, too. So a chance to make this a 3-point game. It's been alternating wins and losses the last 5 games for Cal. Virginia has won its last 3 contests by a total of 6 points. Still 12:57 to go, but boy, are we in for another nail-biter here. This possession's not done yet.
The try is good. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 15. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Kendrick Raphael with the score. Virginia will get the ball with just a 3-point lead.
ESPN College Football is presented by Claude, the AI for problem solvers.
With All Hallows Eve in the rear view, a little bit of a scary score right now, 3-point lead for Virginia. Those are some of the players when they were young bucks. This is me. This is ages 1 through 5 right here. Many multitudinous costumes, but you know who did it better? Dawn Davenport.
Dawn Deasy.
No doubt she did it better. Look at that.
Yep.
And you know what we are bereft of?
What's that?
We're missing Kirk Morrison.
You know
childhood
what?
Halloween photos.
That's a great conversation for another day. all my things are stored away in a box. My mom's like holding this box hostage.
Yeah, we heard that story all week.
No, it's a real thing.
The rest of us submitted ourselves for public humiliation. You just come up with excuses.
Yeah, all right, look, I'm going to find it. And then it's like Halloween's already over, and I'm just sending all these pictures.
Delete.
Keepsake. Yeah, get all my pictures ready.
After the field goal, or the extra point from Cal, it was a 15-yard penalty on Virginia. But it's out of the end zone, and so a touchback here. UVA gets the ball back, up by 3. Back to work for Chandler Morris. That Cal touchdown drive was set up by a short punt. So Virginia with a bit of a self-inflicted mistake there. Number 15 team in the country, their best spot in the AP poll since 2004. And a win today boosts their chances to almost 7-10 to play in the ACC title game. Trying to track down Georgia Tech in the standings. Yellow Jackets are in action right after this game against NC State. Morris on the move, and he's got a first down and then some. How about the wheels from the 24-year-old?
Man, he can go. And when he sees it opens, this is what his dad tells him all the time, right? Dad says, hey, step up in the pocket. If it's not there, go. You know, his dad, Chad Morris, former head coach and play caller in college football, watching his son play, tell him, hey, man, step up in the pocket. That time, he just takes what the defense gives him.
Good handoff for Jamari Taylor. And Don, we know that Chad Morris, Chandler's dad, is somewhere here, but he likes to keep a low profile.
He likes to keep a low profile and just sit at the top where nobody can hear him. Chandler told me it's because his mom, Paula, has said many a times how watching a game with his dad is a lot. It's annoying. Chad narrates and talks through every offensive play. And Kirk, you just said it. He knows exactly what his dad would tell him all the time. Stepping up in the pocket, use your legs.
Second down will lead to 3rd and 2. So Chad Morris out of the coaching game this year. He was the offensive coordinator for Dabo Swinney at Clemson, head coach at SMU, and then Arkansas. And what a nice, I guess, ability it is to have to be able to step away for a year and watch your son in his last year of college ball.
Absolutely. It's truly a treat, especially what he did last year at North Texas. But this opportunity he's been given here at Virginia and watching him blossom, as well as maybe put himself in an opportunity to play at the next level.
Third and 2 against a 4-man rush. It's a quick contested throw, and it's incomplete. Paco Austin has been everywhere in the Cal secondary today. There was a moment of hesitation. Looked like Virginia thought about it. They're going to punt.
Yeah, they thought about it, but they went to Edric, and he's covered. I mean, that was the option that Morris chose, but Paco Austin doing a tremendous job of staying on top and getting that right hand in there. That's a big stop for this Cal defense.
And Edrin had a California bear all up in his ear. Brent Austin said, take them like these. Paco Austin helps get the stop. To Jesus, the 15, and taken out of bounds. Eli Wood, he's reached the end zone today and now throws to Jesus to the ground, getting the crowd involved. Coming up, 7:30 Eastern on ABC and the all-new ESPN app. Final game of our ABC tripleheader. Number 14, Tennessee. Number 18, Oklahoma. It's a pair of two-loss teams there in the SEC. We welcome you back to ESPN College Football presented by Claude. California takes over. They have never led in this game. Virginia has not been able to pull away either. They force a punt here, and with 11 minutes to go in the fourth, it's Cal trying to get bowl eligible here. But a long field to work with, Kirk Morrison.
Yeah, it's a long field, but this is where you want to see your young quarterback start to grow. Growing in these moments. They've been in here last week, same thing, close game versus Virginia Tech. You feel like, can you learn in those opportunities? And it's another big one right here for Sangapolitelli and the Bears.
End of that last drive when they finished it off with a touchdown. He was not on the field. He was injured on the previous play. Here he takes a deep shot over top of the defense, and DeJesus cannot hang on. He had everybody beat and had everything but the finish.
Couldn't dial it up any better. They finally had the big play. DeJesus, nice route. He gets to the outside, and he beats Prevard. That ball is there. Got to make that catch. Got to make that catch. That's off the hands. And Sangapolitelli says, man, maybe a misfire, but that's one I think DeJesus should have grabbed.
Best true freshman passer in the country this year. Virginia rushes for another deep throw. It's too tall for Jordan King. So they're taking their shots here. Going up against Corey Costner on the edge, who had the interception, which was the first thrown by the freshman in the last 3 games.
Now, I never want to make excuses or reasons, but Don, you can help me out. You're on that sideline over there. Those are 2 throws that started from the shadows of the Cal, near the Cal sideline, and thrown over there to where the sun is shining right on top of that Virginia bench.
Yeah, a complete difference too, especially once you get to that point in the field. Sun may be right in the middle of the field, but it's pretty bright looking that way.
Cam Ross has it for Virginia. We go to the studio with Kevin. Bulldogs have won 45 straight games against unranked teams going back to 2019, with Florida at 3-4, just trying to play spoiler against the number 5 team in the country. Virginia here is hoping to avoid continuing to be the Cardiac Cavaliers. Check down throw for Virginia goes to Harrison Whaley. They just want to play a game that's a comfortable margin of victory.
Well, that's what I asked you, Mike. Right? I said, let me ask you a question. Can they play comfortable ahead? They haven't shown that. Everything has come down to the final play, the final possession, right? Can they show that they can win a game by, 2 scores up, and yet right now they're still in a dogfight?
Out of the backfield, it's Ross, who's got great speed, but this may be coming back. Jack Whitmer throwing the block there on the edge. The right tackle getting out and moving.
Offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty, second down.
And it's Whitmer who's guilty of that contravention of the rules to back up the Cavaliers.
Well, I think he's more upset because it was just a block that he didn't need it, right? Just think about it. Just watch Whitmer right here, 68. Look, he makes his block, engages, and then she just let go. But he falls to the ground. As he falling to the ground, he holds on to the arm of Chris Victor, and that's where the penalty came in.
That's basically the play they ran for the touchdown to Eli Wood.
Yep, exactly, same play.
Trell Harris is open. He's got the catch. And on 2nd and 14, they gain a good chunk of yardage back. And they'll need just a few for the first down.
Big third down here. And the reason why it's a big third down is because you don't want to give this ball back to Cal. And more importantly, you want this clock to keep running. So remember last time in this situation, they went to Edric, number 7. This time, they go to number 6, Cam Ross. Here's Ross right here in the middle.
Flags are down. And Virginia's going backwards.
False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's 2 on the right tackle, Jack Whitmer on the drive.
There's Whitmer again right there, 68. This crowd has really come to life, sensing the moments of this game.
The shirtless student section sweeping the nation.
Sweeping the nation. We've been to Stillwater. We know what that's about. Big 3rd down here again. They go in the slot right here.
This defense is up tight to the line. They send pressure. It's a deep ball, one-on-one. Bobbled and incomplete by Edgerrin. And who else? Paco Austin on the scene.
They just go with a 50-50 ball. Remember, Austin goes 5'11", and Edgerrin goes 6'3". They just try to go a 50-50 jump ball. And a nice job of staying in phase was Austin, but watch the right arm throughout this time. They were, it's hand fighting back and forth, but how he gets that right arm in between the arms of Edgerrin to make sure he's not able to corral in or bring in that football. That's good defense.
DeJesus can't spin out of the tackle at the 5-yard line. Virginia, number 15 in the country this year. As fans think back to the days of George Welsh and Al Groh, this historic season has not been without its very close moments. Win over Florida State, one of their biggest. Direct snap at Louisville to Jamari Taylor to win it. A late safety against Washington State. That was the final margin. And then a win against North Carolina that came down to a 2-point conversion, failed by North Carolina, and Virginia hangs on again. So 3 wins, a total of 6 points. No season is ever easy in college football, but this one has come with cuticles being chomped for Cavaliers fans.
But they're used to it. They've played in it. They understand it. It's about execution down the stretch. Can they do it one more time? They knew this game was going to be tough. But here come the Cal Bears with an opportunity backed up here to try to take the lead.
The holding penalty cost him 2 yards from the 5 to inside the 3. Sungapolatelli's got time. He lets it fly far side. Incomplete.
Hey, you guys are talking about those close games. Every single Virginia player I've talked to said that those late game wins are not a fluke. It was a big point of emphasis in the offseason. They talked often about it in the summer in the weight room, straining to the last second to emulate fourth quarter moments in games. And Tony Elliott repeated how small the margins are in the ACC this entire offseason.
For them, it's no longer about being the team that defies expectations, picked 14th in a 17-team league. It's about getting to Charlotte now. Tron Grizzell. Tron's got to feel like the world's richest man today. He's got 6 catches today.
He's just been the guy. You mentioned it's been a bunch of riches for this offense when Tron Grizzell has been able to get the football in his hands. So they've had a mix of the running game and then Tron Grizzell as well. A couple of trick plays to kind of help him out as well. But this offense to me today, it's really been everyone. Everyone's really been involved, and they're going to need everyone, especially down the stretch here. Someone's got to make a play to get this game going.
3rd down, they need 4. Unloading, deep ball, and DeJesus at the 40-yard line makes the grab. Well, if it didn't work out, you'd say it's a questionable call. And on 3rd and 4, they get 30 yards.
I mean, head coach Justin Wilcox said it. He could put the ball anywhere he wants to. He put that ball right on the mark where it needed to be. An outstanding job by DeJesus.
4-man rush. Freshman's got time. Ball tipped. There's no whistle, but now it's blown dead. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 upcoming.
No, was that a fumble? But look at that catch, though, by DeJesus. That ball, he had possession all the way through. Nice job. It was a little bit of movement there, but I think he maintained and gained possession before he got out of bounds. That ball doesn't move.
If he can make catches like that with the sun in his eyes, the Cowboys should sign him.
It's too early for that, Mike.
2nd down. Sungapolatelli steps up. Sidearm throw to the 35-yard line. It's not going to get the job done there. Kendrick Raphael, 6 minutes to go. Down by 3. 3rd down and 13. Well, DeJesus has clearly been the best option all season. He's been reliable today, but Tron Grizel has stepped up. So where do the Bears go to keep this drive alive?
Yeah, this is one where also, too, if it's not there, don't try to force anything. Try to take off and run. And if the defense drops back, he's got the speed to pick up the 1st down.
Virginia sends 5. The throw over the middle, tipped and incomplete. A dangerous ball. 3 defenders in the vicinity there on DeJesus, tipped by Christian Charles.
Nice job by Charles. He actually played like a deep robber, meaning that he's in the center of the field. He's just playing center field, and he's watching the eyes of the quarterback. And see when that ball is delivered, he just gets with that right hand up as he leaps into the air, just playing like a center field robber with his eyes on the quarterback and tips that ball.
That was exactly, seemingly, the type of situation that John Radzinski, the defensive coordinator for Virginia, said he wanted to create for Sangapolatele. Show him one thing at the snap and then change it as the play develops. Brooke Honore's punt takes a cow bounce. 3-point lead, Virginia, 5:20 to go. There have been some peculiarities in this game. A fake field goal tried by Virginia. Daniel Sparks, the punter, came up just a yard short. A double pass. That was Mason Minnie, the tight end, former high school QB, to the running back, Kendrick Raphael, for the touchdown. What would you expect? Something normal in a game for Virginia this year? The path to 8-1 is not easy.
That's honestly what's gotten Cal back into this game. The fake on 4th down by Virginia, they don't convert. Cal goes out and scores, and then obviously the interception earlier. They've just been mistakes on one side, and then Cal has been able to go out and take care of business.
Incomplete pass. It's somewhat about math right now, too. How much time can Virginia take off the clock here? 5:15 to go, and that keeps the clock frozen.
Man, I said interception. It was remember the punt. Remember the muff punt or the bad punt? I'll call it, by Daniel Sparks. So it's really what Virginia has given Cal, but now their defense has an opportunity to get off the field and get the offense back.
Cal's just got one safety deep. Morris takes the check down to Jamari Taylor. 3rd down and long. And I think there may be some Virginia fans wondering, why aren't they passing the ball here when taking as much time off the clock works to their advantage?
Yeah, I would think the same thing, but I also have a 6th-year senior at quarterback. I trust that if it's there, he'll make that throw, but if it's not, take the underneath throw that keeps the clock moving. And this is where, again, if it's not there, Chandler Morris taking off and running and sliding, realizing that the clock also was an ally for this offense. The double mesh route.
Morris lets it go into the secondary. Oh, Virginia comes up in a major way with a catch by Cam Ross. 26 yards on 3rd and 6.
Just watch the play. Everybody's going to find a spot. See these little spots? Everybody has to get to their spot. This time, Ross goes here, and watch what happens. Everybody has to get to their spot. This is one of their great concepts. See us, just 5 guys get into their area, to their space. Morris knows where to go with the football. It's not covered. He hits Ross for the 1st down.
The value of experience. Jamari Taylor into the secondary. And he's tackled at the 31-yard line by Cam Sidney. 20 more yards for UVA.
Man, what a block by Sage Ennis, the tight end. He's lined up at tackle. He's like an extra tackle out there for him. And this time, this offensive line, everybody, we talked about them, how they had to come back from what they showed last week versus UNC. This is crunch time, leaning on the offensive line.
And they're still snapping the ball with 12 seconds to go on the play clock. Whaley to the left side falls down to the 30, a gain of a couple. So they're going Maserati speed when they could very well afford to be going golf cart speed.
Yeah, I think now you realize that that's what the quarterback's doing. He's hearing it in his helmet. So you get your offensive coordinator, Des Kitchens. And remember, we talked about it with Des Kitchens. Like, what are you telling your quarterback, Chandler Morris? What are you telling him in the headset, especially in these critical moments? Just make the plays. Just take a deep breath, make the plays that are right there for you. You don't have to be Superman. Just make the plays.
Design run for Morris. Picks up a block. His slide is marked short of the line to gain. It's not where he finishes, but it's where that slide starts. Timeout, Cal. See, the thing about that snap was, now Cal takes a timeout, which somewhat renders the point moot. Right. But if they had waited a little bit longer, you get the play clock or the game clock under 2:40.
Correct.
You don't have to snap the ball again, and it goes to the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, just the clock management right now is one at which you have a lot of trust in your quarterback, right? I mentioned Des Kitchens saying, trust what you see, take what you see as well. The defense is going to, bail out, get the yards, keep the clock moving. I think that's now the conversation. Me and you, we're all in. We're just talking about like game management. Get into a huddle. Let's talk about it, because right now we have to make sure this ball doesn't go back to Cal, number one. But if they do, make them use their timeouts. Okay, we want to score a touchdown for sure. Scoring a touchdown is always the foremost thing that you want to do. But also, if you don't get it, make Cal use one of their timeouts and let this clock get down to the 2-minute.
It's Virginia trying to keep pace with Georgia Tech. Their game just about 30 minutes away after this one. They're on the road in Raleigh against NC State.
Watch the direct snap.
3rd and 1.
Direct snap.
There it is to Jamari Taylor, the running back off the left side. Rumbles to the sticks. And they're going to uncover this pile to see exactly where he ended up. You called it, Kirk.
It's just who they are. It's what they do.
First down, Virginia. And that's a big one.
It's the play that they do. This is who they are. It's Jamari Taylor on a critical down, in a critical situation. They trust him with the football in his hand in the running game. Look, I love keeping it in Chandler Morris's hands, but if I need a tough yard, I don't mind giving it to Jamari Taylor and not even having to worry about handing it to him. Just snap it to him. And he gets the tough yard, and now you forced the timeout.
It's under review.
So the previous play is now under review to see if Jamari Taylor got enough yards, or not enough yard, I should say. It was 3rd and 1 for the first down. So he survives that first wave, and then his lunge is not straight forward, but a bit diagonal.
So they'll piece this all together. And the initial look that I have, I'm just going off the far side official who's walking in. He's right on that spot. So that tells me it's going to be tough for them to overturn this call. Because once he goes down, it's just a bunch of bodies.
It's a human blooming onion.
It's
just peeling away the layers.
It's a bunch of bodies. And here we got a little bit of that yellow marker just to give us a thought on it. But once he's swallowed up in there, that near side official coming in, he's the guy who has the spot. And once he has the spot, it's hard to really move it if you don't have a definitive look that shows where the football is there. So I'm going to stay with this call on the field is upheld, and the first down for Virginia.
You've been perfect today on the replays.
Mike, I got some really great friends who are officials, former officials, and I do this every single week on Tuesdays.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's first down. Cal has taken their second timeout. 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 2:33. 2:33, please.
Cal's really got to be thinking about time here. Jamari Taylor came into the day with 9 rushing scores, the most by a Virginia player since Brennan Armstrong 4 years ago, and has just continued, Kirk, to add to that tally.
But remember, we knew that he was going to have to be the bell cow today. with Xavier Brown, who's now out for the season at running back, we knew it was going to be all Jamari Taylor, and he's shown up and he's shown out. 2 rushing touchdowns already today, 97 yards on the ground, but more importantly, on the critical 3rd and 1, he gets the first down for his offense.
Sets him up first down, so no surprise a handoff here. The way Cal has used its timeouts, they've wanted to preserve as much clock as possible, and now they use their 3rd and final timeout. 29 seconds to go before the 2-minute timeout.
It's still a couple things here, though, Mike, that we have to talk about. Okay. There's now Cal, I believe, has exhausted all of their timeouts.
Correct.
They still have the 2-minute timeout, but how aggressive is Virginia? If they score a touchdown, now you've got a 2-possession game and you feel a little more confident. If you don't get the yards needed here and you kick the field goal, Cal gets the ball back and still has an opportunity to score a touchdown and win the game.
This was a missed field goal earlier in the game. Will Bettridge, to be fair, it was a career-long attempt. It was 48 yards there. Not a beauty of a kick, though. And all odds would indicate here on the 9th play of the drive that Virginia will hand it off again, wind this down to 2 minutes to play. Looking to pick up their first win in the Pacific time zone. 3rd down and 3 is what will await after the 2-minute timeout. They pick up a first down. Cal has no way to stop the clock. They don't need to score to win this game.
Right.
They can just hold on to the ball.
That's why this is going to be the critical 3rd down. And if I'm Cal, I'm going to talk about it and think about it. I've got 2 plays in my head for Virginia offensively that I think that they're going to run. And this is where Cal has to talk these plays in order to stop and have a chance at winning this football game.
Game is on the line. Virginia by 3. back in Berkeley. Game is on the line. If Cal does not get a stop, Virginia will win. Mike Cousins, Kirk Morrison, Don Davenport. Kirk, how do you forecast this playing out here?
I think if I'm Virginia offensively, it's the read option with Morris keeping it, running to his left, and getting enough for a first down by sliding and getting down. On the outside, if I'm Cal, I need edge pressure, but don't go for the running back. Go directly at the quarterback.
Trell Harris in motion. It's up the middle. It is a stop for the Bears. Aiden Kiana makes the tackle on Jamari Taylor.
It's a big stop.
Wow.
Big stop. Just a tremendous job of filling up the gaps. Remember, Cade Uluave, the linebacker, he's not there, but a tremendous job by the entire front. You mentioned Kiana. Those guys being able to build a wall as this clock continues to trickle down.
There's an injured Bear. It's TJ Bollers, the defensive tackle, the redshirt senior, second-year transfer from Wisconsin. So both teams with an opportunity to deliberate here on what will be a 4th and 2 for Virginia. And the only way that could have been avoided by Cal was to be able to call a timeout, but they don't have any.
Wow. Yeah, I'm still a little shocked at that play call. I thought that it was going to be something more to the quarterback, putting pressure on the outside, having a place to run. I think everybody saw the last play, third down. Remember, they ran a direct snap to Jamari Taylor. But, man, the injury right there to TJ Bollers cost this team a lot of time.
4th and 2, what's the conversation like for Tony Elliott and his offensive coordinator, Des Kitchens?
Well, he's got a lot of time because his play clock is going to go down.
So yet another cardiac Cavaliers game. Their last 3 wins by a total of 6 points. Right. This might come down to the very last play of the game.
It's coming down to the last second. But again, I love where Chandler Morris, my quarterback, keeping the ball in his hands if you decide to go for it here. Kicking the field goal is okay as well because it still gives you an opportunity that Cal would have to score a touchdown to win this football game. So I'm okay with this, but they're going to have time to talk about it. Okay, they're going to let this clock go all the way down. You're going to call timeout. You have about 40 seconds left, and then you kick the field goal.
And this is really a question of playing the odds for Virginia right now. What's the value of going up more points? Or if you don't convert here on 4th and 2, the probability of Cal going all the way down the field with less than a minute to go and being able to score with no timeouts.
Yeah, and Dan Campbell of the Detroit Lions was coaching. I know what they did. Oh, they're going for it. But what does Tony Elliott, this moment?
So Virginia and Cal deliberate in their respective huddles. We go to the studio for an update with Kevin Connors. Well, they've still got faith in their quarterback, C.J. Bailey, who's accounted for 20 touchdowns on the year. And we've got what may be, once again, the play that decides the game here for Virginia, trying to win out west for the first time, get to 8-1. They ran it on 3rd and 3, got only a yard. Jamari Taylor in the backfield. Morris to throw. Back foot, incomplete, and the Bears have life with 45 seconds to play. A 4th down head scratcher.
Yeah, they went to the tight end again, St. Genis. It's just another high route. They had him. You have to let this route develop because the slight pressure on there, the ball is tipped. And they go to Ennis with that ball tipped. Looked like it was that? I didn't see who tipped the football. It might have been Kiana. No, it was Derek Wilkins. He comes in, tips that ball. Turnover on downs.
So Cal, no timeouts. A low snap starts the drive. Ball over the middle, and the game is over. Virginia with a takeaway. Not satisfied just to get the pick, but instead to get the pick six. And Cam Robinson takes it to the end zone.
Big play, Cam. Watch our guy right here, number 5 in the middle. He just watches the eyes of the quarterback. See how he gets in that nice deep drop? All he did was just watch the eyes of the quarterback. The young true freshman, Sanga Politelli, just telegraphed it. His eyes took Cam Robinson to the football, runs it into the end zone, and throws up the deuces, saying ball game, night, night, sleep, sleep. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
So multiple interceptions now in 3 straight games for the Virginia defense. Cam Robinson did not start this season healthy, but looking as good as he has all year on this play.
And just a tremendous job by Cam. I mean, he saved the game twice. Remember, he was the one that made the tackle on the safety against Washington State a couple weeks ago, to the walk-off safety. And now this week against Cal, game on the line. You got the ball 1st and 10. And Cam Robinson, coach called him Big Play Cam, finds a way to get the interception and says, I'm not done, I'm taking this to the house.
So they're home next Saturday against Wake Forest. Virginia won last year in Winston-Salem to snap a 5-game losing streak against the Demon Deacons. At Duke will be no easy task. And Virginia Tech in that Commonwealth Clash, final game of the year, Thanksgiving weekend. This is not an easy road to Charlotte for Virginia, but with a win today, as they have sent the Berkeley Cal fans home here in Berkeley, their odds go up to 73% of reaching the ACC title game. Last time they were there, their current head coach was coaching against them, and Clemson blew Virginia out of the water in that ACC title game.
Wow, what a victory today. That's, you know, I'm just, you never can be surprised with these Virginia Cavaliers. It's just, they love these moments, these anxiety moments for a lot of folks, but yet they seem to play at their best. And I think Coach Elliott told us it's because we've got so many seniors, you know, guys that have been there, played in big games. And for guys who haven't, the senior leadership can help you out in these moments as well.
Sanga Politelli sidearms it to the 30 as Cal tries to buy some time. So Virginia get to 8-1. They'll have won 5 straight ACC games in a single season for the first time ever, and have their first 7-game winning streak since 2007, their first 8-1 start since 1990. Are we looking at the ACC Coach of the Year?
I think so. I would definitely think so. The way that this team has played, the opportunities that have been given to not only coach, but you've watched this thing build up for a long time, right? Since he's gotten there. And this was just the year that it's kind of all come together. We saw glimpses of it, but they never could just get over the hump. And right now, those 3 games left that we just talked about, remember my coach used to always say, if you win today, guess what happens next week? It becomes even bigger. Well, we know down the stretch now for Virginia, every game is going to be must-see, must-watch TV. We've seen it. A loss by Miami today. Louisville, I believe that I think Louisville won today as well.
Come from behind.
Come from behind win. So things are tightening up. But like Coach Tony Elliott said, September and October are great, but November is where people remember.
And that is a fitting way to perhaps cap this for Virginia. The father of their university, Thomas Jefferson, in his life never went further west than the state of Virginia. And today, these Cavaliers come 2,796 miles west, and Virginia will get its first win in the Pacific time zone ever.
What a victory. That's a big victory. No matter who your opponent is, everything that they had to kind of overcome. This is a long trip for a lot of teams. And we've seen the records of a lot of these teams that have had to travel out west to play Stanford, to play Cal. It hasn't went well for them, and Virginia has shown them how to do it today.
Final play of the game. It's another completion, and the ball game ends with Daniel Rickert and a wrap-up tackle on Tron Grizzell. I think a deciding factor today, Kirk, is the value of experience at quarterback. As Virginia is off to its best start in 35 years, the difference of for Cal, a true freshman playing quarterback, 2 interceptions today, and Chandler Morris, who had his best game in better than a month.
I 100% agree. That's a great assessment. The experience and what we talked about when we came onto this broadcast was what? These two quarterbacks were going to have to make plays, and Don is talking with the guy who definitely led that offense for Virginia today.
Yes, I am, Chandler. Cardiac calves. That's what you guys do, right? Always got to be close. You travel almost 2,800 miles and yet again take care of business and come away with the win. What is it about this team that just keeps proving things every Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, it's just our championship mindset. I mean, we come out here, we find ways to win each week. I mean, the defense is playing well. They're fighting for us. Offensively, we missed some plays out there today, but I'm glad we're getting back on track, but just finding a way to win, that's what it's all about at this month especially.
You mentioned defense and some of the plays they were making. What went through your head when you saw Cam Robinson finish it there?
Get down. Get down.
You told me this week, offensively, you weren't satisfied with what you guys put on tape last week. How did today feel?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I thought we were getting in a rhythm. And then, I mean, I think there were some things I wish I had back. I missed some throws, missed some plays, but I was pleased with today. Obviously, we're not there. We're going to get there. Keep pushing it at practice, keep pushing the guys around me, and just keep working and trying to get 1% better.
7 straight. I think you'll take it, huh?
We'll take it.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That is a wahoo winner for Virginia. They might have needed some Vernors to settle their stomachs here today. Georgia Tech, NC State coming up next. Virginia by 10. For Kirk Morrison, Don Davenport, crew led by Caitlin Urka and Ed Curran. I'm Mike Cousins. We really enjoyed having you with us here today. Virginia has won 5 straight in the ACC for the first time ever, and their first 7-game winning streak since 2007. Don't overlook these Virginia Cavaliers. We say so long from Berkeley. Head you to College Football Scoreboard with Kevin Connors and Trevor Matich.